G'day guys, I Spy JD here from the JD Clan, here with Middle 513.
What's up, people?
Who else we got? Jew. How you going, Jew?
Pretty shitty.
And the resident female of the clan, Little Miss Candlet. Hiya.
Hiya.
Oh, Jinx. And we are bringing you a special episode 10 of our Reconnecting to Party. This week it is all about E3 2013. How much of it did everyone see?
Just
Um,
Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only saw Sony. I just tuned in to the live stream as Sony started.
What about you, Middle? Did you see anything more than Sony?
Yeah, I saw Microsoft as well, and
Yeah.
I've done a lot of research, so I know quite a bit about everything else.
Well, I pretty much know just about Sony and a little bit about Microsoft. I don't know anything about anything else. It's all just about the
thing with-
consoles
The
for
thing
me.
with EA and Ubisoft, or however you want to say it, is that they both showed quite a bit of their stuff on the other two stages anyway.
Yeah,
So-
like Assassin's Creed 4
So
and
like,
all.
EA's
right?
only went for an hour, and I think Ubisoft's went for 1.5, same as Microsoft. But a lot of theirs, as far as I've heard, are about the directions of the companies. as much as actually
What's EA say then? Is it
Fuck knows. I don't even
are they
care about EA.
shutting themselves down?
No, EA.
They're shutting bits of themselves down.
Oh, they're
Probably
shutting things
setting up
down all
another
the
scam.
time. No,
Um,
EA seems to be doing a lot of. They seem to be really backing the Xbox.
Oh yeah, because of all the
I'm
sports
guessing.
and stuff.
Yeah.
They're like aiming the Xbox at sports, sports TV and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
Gamers are like fat people. They don't play sports. Look at us all. We're fat.
They
Except
play
for
games
Jace.
of sport.
I'm
Yeah.
not fat.
No,
It's-
you're fat too.
I try to get fat, but it won't let me.
Yeah, I've been there.
Life's a bitch.
They play like
Oh, that's a
FIFA,
bitch.
don't they?
All right, so
Yeah, FIFA's pretty fun.
I'll quickly go through what happened at the Microsoft conference for you guys, mainly because you guys don't know, and the listeners as well, in case they don't know or they can't remember.
All I know is there was an audio failure at some stage,
Yeah. So
and the price
this
wasn't
is
very
this
well
is kind
received.
of like what happened throughout the thing. It's in no particular order.
Mhm.
So we know that the Xbox is $499 in the US,
Yeah, PS4.
499 euros in Europe, and 429 pounds in Britain, and 699 here in Australia. And it launches in November. I can't remember when they said. I think it's late November.
Mhm.
343 Industries is making another Halo. They kind of only teased it. They didn't really give any information on it.
Of course, they're making another Halo. That thing's gonna go longer than Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but they no one knows when it's going to come out. We're assuming 2015, or
Well, that's a while away.
or late 2014. Well, it's
Yeah,
not.
I reckon November 2014.
It's a 2-year cycle with Halo. It's not like COD.
Oh,
If
is
you
it?
remember? Yeah, because only one studio makes it, and they actually put a lot of effort into it, and everyone's different.
Yeah,
Unlike COD.
true. Because they have two studios for COD.
All right. Some really big news is Microsoft points are dead.
What's that?
So
Oh, Microsoft points.
yeah, so to purchase things on the Xbox, it used to use Microsoft points. They're dead as of whenever this thing gets launched. Microsoft points will be thrown out, and everything will be using
Money.
money,
Uh,
How about that?
real life money, proper money.
That's good because it's always confusing trying to work out how many Microsoft points a thing is.
Yeah, so,
but then if something does get hacked, they've got all your details and shit, don't they?
yeah, but you used to be able to do the same thing. Like you just use your credit card to buy points,
Mm.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
then yeah, that's a good thing.
so it doesn't really
Cut
matter
out
either
the
way.
middleman.
It just
Yeah,
means that, like, for example, you used to buy 1,500 Microsoft points from EB Games here in Australia, and it started off costing $30, and then it went down to $25, and then it went down to $20. So at the very start of it, 1,500 Microsoft points were costing us $10 more than it was for Americans, and
So it's
then,
had disinflation.
and then it cost more points to purchase things in
deflation.
Australia, anyway. So it just gets rid of that hassle of having to figure out how much points are worth and stuff like that.
Yeah, because finding out how much money is worth is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Unless you live in Spain. No, Greece. Where are all those countries where everything just got shat on? That was ages ago.
That's the Euro, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just pretty
What
much.
are you even talking about?
The Euro, like,
Got
lost
Spain
crushed.
and Greece.
yeah.
Oh,
That's the thing. Half the countries that had the Euro were like fine, and half of them just completely flopped, and that dragged the Euro down for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
which then affected those other countries, and then affected the world, and it's just like, oh shit. Anyway,
Those good times. But we're talking about E3.
yep. So
So what else? What else happens at E3? Is it because there's all other
Jace
gadgety
knows the
stuff?
most.
Where's Dexterous when you need him? He is not here. Maybe he'll come in sometime through this podcast, but
Yeah,
he's
right.
a gadget boy.
yeah, continuing on with Microsoft. Everyone's got to know this, but Respawn finally revealed what their game is and showed some gameplay footage. It's
I
a
still haven't seen that gameplay footage.
game called Titanfall. Um, the idea of the whole game is that the biggest thing about COD was multiplayer. Everyone knows that.
Yep.
And Respawn Entertainment was formed by Infinity Ward, who made COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2.
Wait, Respawn was formed by Infinity Ward?
Was formed by the people that got fired from Infinity Ward,
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
by all the other guys that left with the two original creators.
That's sick.
Vince Zampella and no, is that right?
Rings a bell.
Jason West or something. Anyway, they created Respawn, but then I think Jason West then left Respawn,
Mm-hmm.
and then so the other guy just kept going, and all the old staff from Infinity Ward. So yeah, they created this new one, and they built it as a multiplayer game
Yeah.
with a campaign in the multiplayer. So it's not two separate things. You kind of just play multiplayer and the campaigns during that, or at least that's what they seem to be pointing out.
Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, apparently it looks hell good, hey.
It looks pretty good.
That's the Xbox exclusive, is it?
Yeah, it's an
Mm.
Xbox One
Okay.
exclusive. Actually, no, it's not. It was an Xbox One exclusive. Then they released a few more details. It will be coming to the 360, and it will be coming to the PC
Oh,
at a
Oh,
later
okay, so
date.
we
Um,
just get PC.
So it looks interesting. The way it is you play as a pilot, or a pilot, whatever. Yeah, I think that's what they're called.
I've actually heard a lot about, like, tons of people were just saying that they're going to get both.
The both
Talking about
consoles.
consoles, yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard a
well,
lot of people that are just like, well, they're so similar. Just
I'll
get
They are
probably-
both.
quite cheap.
I'll
And
probably
they're
get
saying that
both.
getting both is probably going to be better than getting a PC, like, because you can play
Yeah,
all the games.
and like the Xbox, one of the big things about the Xbox is that it's supported by the cloud. So at the moment it might not be any good, but in 5 years'
Freaking-
time,
The other day, it was the funniest thing. I'm going to go completely off topic, well, slightly completely. But Keith and I were at uni studying, and there was like these guys who were the most untech savvy people in the world for like teenage boys kind of thing. Not teenage, our age.
yeah,
And he was there, and he was like, "What's the cloud?" And we're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "The cloud." And we're like, "Which one?" He's like, "The internet's one." And I was just like trying to explain to him. And then a bit later, this guy like brought up Dropbox, and he's like, "Have you heard of Dropbox?" And he's like, "What's Dropbox?" And it was just like the funniest thing. Like, this guy's
wait,
never.
doesn't every like course and unit now use Dropbox anyway?
Well, no.
we
But the
use-
students use them. Like, there's no it's not like enforced by the university, but it's really useful, Dropbox.
Dropbox
But it's hilarious.
is
This
Dropbox
guy was just
the
like,
one that
"What's a cloud?"
Dropbox is the one where you can drop off your thing and it will scan it for like things that seem like plagiarism and stuff.
Oh, no,
No?
that's not.
That's not it.
Dropbox is where you can just like put all your files and folders and things and pretty much store them on a cloud, and then you can take them down like on whatever computer you're on or something.
Yeah, I think Jace is talking about Turn It In.
Yeah, turn it in.
Turn it in. That's what I'm. Yeah.
Even I knew what Dropbox was, Jace.
Yeah.
Dropbox is hella useful. It's like
Yeah.
Google Drive.
Google
What's
Drive.
Google Drive?
SkyDrive.
It's like Dropbox.
iCloud.
Until you get conflicting copies from too many people editing the same document at the same time.
Yeah, that's where you use Google Docs. All right, let's go back to E3 because we are on an E3 special.
All right. So yeah,
So
Titanfall. So
Titanfall
you're
apparently
a
looks
pilot.
nice.
So you have jetpacks as well, and you seem to be able to double jump with the jetpacks. That's pretty much all they do. So you can just jump and then jump again. The jumps look kind of like Borderlands jumps, like they're very high, but they're very quick as well. So
Oh, yeah.
it's like you're on a very gravity-heavy kind of planet or something. Anyway,
Right.
so you run along. You can do a little bit of parkouring, so you can run up walls a little bit and like pull yourself up. They've one of the things they've got is like billboards and angle.
Hey,
And
dexterous.
so you can run along the
Sorry.
billboard and then jump and do a bit of parkour and jump off the other one. It looks pretty cool. But the whole idea of it is Titanfall. So you play as this character, and I'm not sure if it's a point-based thing or a time-based thing, but this guy was alive for a bit, and because of that, as a reward, instead of like kill streak or whatever, he got a mech drop down for him, and he could hop in the mech and then start controlling that. And it's supposed to be this big cat and mouse kind of battle thing between them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So it looks pretty sick.
Just to clear up, Dexterous did join the call.
Sup?
He just had enough sense not to say hi as soon as he did.
Hi,
I
Dex.
realized
bad.
my mic was muted.
Oh, too bad I didn't have enough sense. But yeah, introducing Dexterous, the gadget guy. Dex, how much of E3 have you watched?
Just the Sony and Microsoft conferences.
Oh,
Hey, at least
cool.
you've watched Microsoft.
Yeah, so he'll know what I'm talking about. All right,
Um,
moving on. They also showed this new game called Rise, Son of Rome. It's from Crytek, which is really interesting.
ooh, Crytek.
It's on their engine, but the weird thing about it is Crytek is doing a Xbox exclusive game, which is weird because, well, they're from Europe, and Europe seems to be highly behind the PlayStation more than the Xbox.
And Crytek's all about like best graphics and stuff. And
Yeah, but I think they see the future being with the cloud as well.
Yeah, actually, I reckon what's going to happen is like at the start, everyone will go PS4, and then people will start going Xbox One.
Which is fine.
I think like if Xbox One pulls it off and can be like Steam, it's going to be crush.
But
It's gonna be the
The
crush.
thing is that everything that Xbox has up on Sony is a temporary thing. There's no reason Sony can't later enforce software that will make it always online. And there's nothing that will stop them later on from having a cloud service which will work exactly the same as Microsoft does.
Yeah.
So everything
Speaking
they
of
have...
Microsoft and always being online, did you guys watch the video where they were like, "We have a product for those of you that don't have internet access.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It's called the Xbox 360."
Do you guys know the backstory behind that as
was
well?
hilarious.
did you actually
No.
watch the interview?
No.
Nah, I just
Like
watched one.
the guys, Microsoft actually paid those guys to not broadcast the Sony conference, and then they accidentally
Trashed.
put this on the air.
them.
Because the thing was, some guy's microphone was not working, so they just had to play anything. They just played that, and then
Oh my
as soon as they fixed the guy's microphone, he was like, "Oh, he was so sorry."
That's pretty hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
they had an
So
issue.
don't buy the Xbox 360. Stick with the 360.
Yeah, that was a an interview they did before E3, before the actual Microsoft press conference took
Oh, was
place.
it?
So like they were talking, and there was the head dude, whatever his name is, I can't remember what his name is, but they were doing an interview with him, and he was just like, they were getting onto the whole fact that there's people out there who don't have a stable internet connection and they want to connect. And he's like, well, we do have a product for those people that don't have one. If you like people in subs, for example, who
It's
don't
called a
have access, it's
360.
called a 360.
No, it's called a PS4.
Yeah.
Anyway, bringing it back, 'cause I just want to say something before, like when you were like, if Xbox tries to be Steam and everything, I don't get it. That's consoles and PC are like meant to be two different things, right?
Well,
Like you,
It's with the price of games and like all the DRM and all
yeah, I
that
know, but like
shenanigans.
with consoles, it's better to have like CDs and DVDs and stuff, or discs rather, because like with consoles, you can have massive LAN parties, get all your mates over your house and just play some
I
Mario
mean, how
Kart or
often do you
something.
actually do that?
I actually had one today.
Oh, congrats, man! How'd that go?
Oh, you have a friend.
No, he has friends. LAN party.
No,
Okay.
not LAN party. Sorry, just like a massive group of us just playing on the TV. Yeah, you can't really do that with a PC. You can't just like crowd around a PC just like watching someone.
Kenny and I
Mouse and
played
keyboard.
a co-op game on the same keyboard. Actually, no, we got a second controller.
We
It doesn't
gotta
work
get
as well as
working.
consoles
No,
though.
it's horrible.
Me and Jace used to play same game on the same keyboard.
Yeah, but on the
mini
same
car racing.
Yeah,
That's
mini
pretty
car
cool.
racing. But
And,
what you're
Little
saying,
Fighter?
Dex, is you're saying that you've got multiple people playing on the console on the same TV, right?
No, like consoles and PCs meant to be two different things. I reckon. Like consoles, you can just take the disc over to a mate's house or something, or like cartridge back in the day. Can't really do that with PCs, and yeah,
You can't really do
Well-
that with Xbox now as well.
Well, think.
exactly, which is why I don't like it.
But
Yeah.
what about notebook, laptop gaming? Like, all the Alienware gaming laptops, they're a fuckload easier to
about
take
it?
over a mate's place and do some LAN sesh than it is to unplug your Xbox and all that shit from behind
That
a
doesn't
TV and carry
disprove
that.
Dex's point
It doesn't, but
at all.
I think the difference between console and PC gaming, the main difference is the cost involved and the amount of time involved. Console gaming has
and the
always
controller
been,
involved.
well, not necessarily, because you can get
Well, I'm
games
so
on,
bad at
on
keyboard and mouse.
yeah,
But
but
I was playing with
and you can
Microsoft,
play PC
controllers
games with
Yeah,
controllers.
they're-
the other day.
They're
So
pretty similar.
it's mainly the fact that with a console,
But I'm saying that you can work them on PC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with a
You can
console,
put
it's just all it is
PS3
putting the
controllers
disc
on
in.
PC too.
yeah, with a console you just turn on your device and you can just buy a game and it will work. You know it will work. You don't have to worry about minimum requirements. You don't have to worry about creating a new account for a different game just because a different company owns it. It's just an ease
Oh,
of use. It's just an
sometimes.
ease of use thing, and the fact that you can get a gaming machine that will play the top games for that period of time for a shitload cheaper than to get a computer that would be able to do that.
Mm.
So
Wait,
it's
aren't
just a
console
it's just
games
a
more expensive.
The games aren't that much. I don't know where you're getting that from. Games are like
the reason games are more expensive here is because we get
Australia.
ripped
Importing
off in
and stuff.
Australia. That's
like
only
Steam.
affects Australia.
Don't compare it to well, Steam is just like a cut. Like, what's
No, even
cut
in like
below the
stores,
rest?
they're cheaper for PC than
Cheaper than
like
rest.
a console. Even in stores.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
But,
but that's an Australian thing. In America,
Oh.
it's you pay the same amount.
And if
for-
you know
Alright.
badge, then you pay the same amount.
yeah,
Okay.
I picked up Last of Us today for how much did I get it for?
I don't know.
$75, which is why I had no money.
Pre-ordered it, did you?
Yeah, I had the pre-order down, but he gave me like a mass discount, 20% discount from. Yeah, so I got $20 off, had $10 on, so it cost me something. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to be playing that as soon as I have time, which is in like a week from now.
sweet. Where was I?
When
Oh
does it
yeah,
come out?
Rise
In a
Son of
week?
Rome. No, it came out today.
Oh, we can move on from Xbox.
Oh.
Let's talk about something else.
We've got to go
Sony?
through all of no, because we'll be on Sony forever. So I'm just
You're
getting through
talking
Xbox.
Oh, the Xbox. Just talk about the good ones.
No, I'm just going through roughly. So we've got Rise. It's a medieval Rome style game, really heavy on quick time combat.
Oh, I hate quick time
And
combat.
so it looks interesting but gay. So that's
Quick time
Crytek.
combat is like the worst thing ever invented.
Other
Ugh.
games that they showed on their press conference was Dark Souls 2, which is
Yeah.
actually
Cool.
Dark Souls 2 is
Playable.
actually not a PS4 and Xbox One game. It's coming out for the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Oh.
Not for the other two, so I don't know why they showed it because they didn't even mention the 360. Anyway, so they got Forza 5 for the Xbox One, which is their version of
Drive Club.
GT6, Gran
Oh.
Turismo 6.
Forza's
Um,
apparently hell good.
Forza it's less realistic, so it's less of a simulation, which means it's more fun, technically.
Oh, yeah.
They showed D4, which was like this episodic adventure game. kind
Diablo
of-
4.
No, it's just called D4. It's like nothing. It's just D4. And then they showed this game called Quantum Break, which is interesting.
That has a
in-
cool name.
It's this guy who was affected by some sort of shit, and right, so you get these bubbles of things where time just freezes, and he can like enter those, and he won't be affected by it, and anyone
Yeah.
he touches then isn't affected by it, or anything he touches, so he can like walk into an explosion that just happened and it's been frozen in time, and he can grab that person. And when he
Oh, yeah.
grabs them, they will stop being frozen as well, and he can pull them out. But it seems to have like a set amount of time. The weird thing with this game is it's got a tie-in TV show,
Huh.
from what I can
Oh,
hear.
God.
And what you do in the game affects your viewing of the TV show, or something. I have no
What?
idea how. Yeah, it's nuts. I don't know
Seems
how they're
fucked
making it
up.
work. But yeah, so that looks really interesting. They also showed Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, but that's not an Xbox exclusive either. That looks pretty sick. It's
There was actually, I'm going to talk, there was actually, with the PS4, which we'll talk about later, but there was a ton of games that weren't even exclusives that they like talked about. It was really weird.
That's because they're all about the games. And
Yeah, they're
all
about the games, but
they're all
usually the
about
games are the
working with-
exclusives. That's
but
what
they're-
gets you the win.
But PlayStation wants to work with these other things, and every game that they showed, they had a little deal going for that game.
Yeah, but
for
surely
PlayStation.
Xboxes will have little other deals as well, and you just choose like which one has the best deal.
I think it's more like so. You know how Microsoft has scored
And
the
they're like
COD?
crappy deals as well. Like, what was the Destiny one? Like, if you get Destiny, actually Destiny was a cool one. It was Destiny where you get it like early.
They're like
Anyway,
no. Sony does have like the reason they showed ESO Online. Both consoles are getting ESO Online, but
yep. Yes,
Sony
it's not ESO Online.
no ESO, yeah, ESO. They're
I was
both getting
close.
ESO. The reason that
number.
Sony showed ESO was because Sony is going to have an open beta on the PlayStation, while Xbox won't have that
So
beta.
you get a head start.
So yeah, you get a head start, essentially.
Because all the stuff on an open beta is saved, so you still carried over to full game.
Just
Yeah.
like with Diablo.
The same
was.
thing,
Yeah.
same thing with Diablo. They're bringing all these things to Diablo, like they're bringing in a Nathan Drake amulet, which you get in the Diablo game, and you can wear it. And they're bringing in like Sony exclusive kind of things. So that's why Sony's, because they've made
Oh, yeah.
deals with these companies, so they're if you make this deal, we'll show you what our thing kind of thing.
But Sony will come out with their own exclusive games, of
Yeah,
course.
Sony's got 40 exclusive games that will be out by the end of next year, they said. I think. Or 20. And 40 I think they've got 20 coming out by the end of next year. Or within the first year of the PS4's life. And 40 out that are being made at the moment. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5, which is an open world, kind of Western style thing. But it looks interesting.
Oh, yeah.
For-
Wait, what did you just say? Western style Metal Gear Solid?
It's Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
It's
They're like
Snake,
horses and
it's
everything.
Snake
Really,
when he's
horses?
younger,
That sounds like
but
Lost COD.
it's in like
Yeah,
the Western.
exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was exactly thinking that one mission from COD.
So will the next one have dogs?
Oh, yeah,
Probably.
true. I love that. Have you seen all the dog gameplay?
Yeah, the dogs look pretty cool.
It looks so dumb, as if you can control a dog.
Woof woof.
Actually, have you?
That kind of exists in
bitch.
real life, though.
No, but have you seen the bit where, like, at the end of the thing, where it jumps through the window and then
Yeah,
scares
that
all the
was
guys
cool.
out the door?
That was cool.
It's cool, but like,
It like doesn't make sense.
I know it's COD, but I'm gonna say it. How
Like-
unrealistic was that?
Like,
Like,
COD
how
is
can you
like
trust a
a
dog
porn
to scare
game.
some people out of a door and like break
Wouldn't they
the
shoot
door
the
down?
dog?
James,
Yeah, why wouldn't they shoot the dog?
Jimmy,
Yeah, what?
you remember
It's COD.
games. It's games.
Oh,
It's
man.
unrealistic.
It's just like, yeah,
This
you send the
game's
dog in
plus
with the
COD,
plan
so
that the
it's,
dog is
like,
going to attack
super
these people
unrealistic.
and they'll fall over and fall through the door. Like, how much of a non-foolproof plan is that?
So yeah,
It's the biggest like popcorn game, hey.
It is.
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly.
So they also showed they showed Battlefield 4, which lots of people. I'll get onto that in a sec.
Oh,
And
Battlefield
but they showed Crimson
3.25.
Dragons before it. So Crimson Dragons looks like it's a dragon aerial combat game kind of thing. Interesting. But throughout the entire Crimson Dragon trailer, there was no sound whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Next
yeah,
thing-
yeah, I noticed
The
that.
next thing up was Battlefield 4. They also had no sound. So the guy on stage actually stopped the presentation and like, we'll wait to get our fucking sound back. He didn't swear obviously, but so
Well.
that was a little bit of awkward moment there.
Not
Is
as
that
Dude,
awkward
the
as
the crowd
Microsoft
was
one?
laughing at them so hard.
Would you say,
Did you
G?
hear?
Was that the Microsoft
that?
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
It
They had
sounded like
sound
everything
issues.
was going wrong in that.
Oh, dude, that is nothing
No,
compared to what happened in Sony.
no Sony. We'll get onto that. For some good news for Xbox Live subscribers, they finally get some PlayStation Plus treatment. So Fable 3 and Halo 3 and Assassin's Creed 2 are all being released to Xbox Live subscribers for free.
Yeah.
Fable 3 is free starting the day of the conference. Halo 3 and Assassin's Creed 2 will follow. And there'll be 2 per month until the Xbox One launches.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
So
Did you?
I think that's just trying to like spread all
Their
their
feed.
franchises so that people get into it and then they'll want to get the Xbox
Then
One
they
so
get the
can
next ones, yeah.
play the follow
I
on.
still haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed.
Do you know what they Microsoft do every day on your birthday? Every day on your birthday. Every year on your birthday.
They take your money.
They give you 20, yes, 20, count them, 20 Microsoft points.
20 Microsoft points.
Woo! What's that like?
What can you do with 20?
10 cents?
$1.
Essentially, yeah.
That's hectic, man. That's better than 0 Microsoft points.
Yeah.
So within like 10 years, you could save up for like maybe something useful.
Yeah.
You could, in 10 years, you'd be able to get a hat for your avatar.
Yeah. But too
In
bad all
PlayStation
that's
Home
going out the
away.
It's
window now.
essentially the same as like someone saying, "Oh, happy birthday! Here's a nickel. Go crazy."
A nickel.
What
I
the
don't
fuck
even know
is
how
even
much
a
that is.
nickel? I think that's
Jason and I
like
both
5
like,
cents or 10 cents
what's
or
that?
something.
Like
Here's
a
a dime.
cent. I don't know.
It's like one of those.
Is it
Why do
Sound
they
like a
still
dollar?
talk about pennies and dimes and
I
stuff
don't
in
know.
the US?
It's
Fuck
like
It's America.
it's like getting a magician on your birthday, and he's like, "Oh, there's a penny behind your ear," and then he gives you the penny,
And then walks out the door.
and then he's off. That's the show.
It's like, Mom, how much did you pay for him? We didn't pay. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dead Rising 3 is also coming out for the Xbox One. It looks completely different to the first two. The real big thing about Dead Rising on the first two Dead Rising games was it was ridiculous. You were a photographer in the mall in the first one. In the second one, you were just some idiot in a Hawaiian shirt and in boxer shorts, and you just walking around chopping the shit out of everyone. This game
Yes.
looks like they're trying to make it a serious franchise now. So
It
What?
actually looked really cool.
it looks good, but it just looks like every other zombie game
Yeah.
and every
Yeah, why
other.
would they do that move? Wasn't that their thing that they were like over the top funny?
Yeah, kind of like
Put like a chainsaw on the end of a stick and like kill things.
yeah, it's like what's that game where they had the purple dildos?
Oh, Saints Row.
Yeah, it's like Saints
Saints
Row
Row
trying to
3.
become GTA.
That's
It's like them
weird.
suddenly being serious and trying to be more like GTA. It's like, what are you doing, idiots? So yeah,
What are you doing? Stop.
Stap.
yeah. Xbox 360 is getting a revamp. Pretty much everything in it's exactly the same, but it's got a new shell to look more like the Xbox One, to make their
Which
whole
one?
product line look the Xbox 360.
That's the new
Oh,
Xbox
it's a new
360.
screw.
It's just a new casing pretty much, and it's made to look more like the Xbox One.
Oh, yeah.
So across the board, they look pretty similar.
Is that for the
So then
people
you
that don't
have-
have stable connection?
Yeah.
Also, World of Tanks is coming to the 360.
I was
Woo.
actually really surprised with that.
Yeah,
I was like,
I was
what?
surprised that they're bringing it to the 360, and that's it. They're not planning on bringing it to the Xbox One, and they're not planning on bringing it to either of the PlayStation platforms.
All right. I keep not noticing
World
the
of
difference
Tanks
between
is a
360
multiplayer
and
game,
1.
isn't it?
World of Tanks.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
one is TV.
It's a free-to-play massive
360's
multiplayer game.
games.
So why don't they bring it to the Xbox One and not the 360? Because the Xbox One you have to be connected to the internet anyway.
Yeah, I do not know. Maybe
Wait,
they-
is this a 360, not one?
Yes, and they're not
Yeah.
bringing it to the one. They said they're bringing it to the 360 because at the moment the 360 looks like the platform that best supports their game. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And something around the bigger player base, which is the same reason they're not bringing Dark Souls 2 to PS4 and 360. And 1. They're only bringing it to PS3 and 360.
I hate the name Xbox One
It's stupid.
Do you know why it's called Xbox One?
because
it's
it's
all in one
one.
device.
Yeah.
Because 720 equals 1.
No, it doesn't. 360 does.
What?
So does cause 720.
No, it's 720 because 720. Now you're just being mathematical. But 720 is
That was
180.
a joke.
Cos 720. Oh, I get it.
I'm confused.
Nice. Cos
Maths.
720 equals
Took
1.
you that long.
I didn't notice the cos before. I thought
Oh
you
my
just meant
God.
That would
the
be pretty
cos.
crazy if it was that.
That's
Though.
actually
Like
really
all
funny.
the little tech heads at Microsoft, like hee hee hee. No,
Hey,
that's
hey,
why we
how
called
much
it
does it
that.
cost to convert, like, program a Xbox game to fit it on a PS platform?
What do you mean?
Cost.
The cost, yeah. Say,
What?
like, I
A
don't know
lot?
if it's an Xbox One game. How much does it cost to reprogram it to fit an PS4?
Well, you
platform?
know what an
The
SDK is?
the biggest difference that's the great thing about the future of gaming for us after the end of the year. and
Yeah, actually,
moving forward.
PS3 and Xbox
PS3
360 are different.
and the Xbox 360 and the PC were all very, very different. The Xbox 360 had a lot of special architecture, which made graphics very good in it, but it had zero RAM, or next to zero RAM, same as the PlayStation. But the PlayStation had next to zero graphics processing, and it was all through the processor
The
itself,
8-core processor
the
or whatever it was.
8-core cell processor. So those two there were very different. And then you have PCs which have shit tons of RAM,
But like
Um,
Xboxes was a closer architecture to PCs
much
than
closer to the
PS3
PCs.
was.
Yeah, which is why a
So-
lot of games that were made, like Battlefield 3, made for the computer, ported to the other two consoles. They
Always
always
ran
look
better
better
on Xbox.
on the 360, yeah. But with the new ones, the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PCs, they all have lots of RAM. They all have very similar architecture. They all running on the x86 architecture, which is 32-bit for all those other people out there. So even your 64-bit computers still run 32-bit applications, obviously. So everything's pretty much a level playing field. The main difference they'll have to do is for the Xbox One and PS4, they'll have to tweak like graphical settings and things like that for the
Yeah.
differences in power they have.
Well, it's just that
and the actual
there's only like minor differences, like the graphics cards used and
the graphics card
the
used
GDDR5 RAM or whatever it is.
Microsoft is using their own in-house graphics that's being helped by ATI, but it's an inbuilt one built specifically for their system. I think the PlayStation is just using a slightly modded one of something. But yeah, so they all got similar shit. So it's very easy. The main difference they'll have to do is just they'll have to obviously change everything that has to do with the Xbox when they port it to the PlayStation for like the PS network and all that kind of junk.
So long story short, in the future it's going to be cheaper, but at the moment it's very time consuming,
Not only cheaper, it's just going to
And
be
more efficient.
easier.
effective.
So there's no reason not to do it, essentially.
Mm.
For indie games, however,
Except for like the amount of payment you get from Xbox to not take it on the PS4.
yeah. I want to
vice
quickly
versa.
speak about DayZ because this will be
Yep.
a nice example. So DayZ, everyone knows what DayZ is.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, that played Amnesia.
That's day 9.
Oh shit.
All right. So DayZ is currently a mod for Arma 2, and it's like a zombie realistic thing. The guy who made the mod is now making a standalone game,
Oh yeah.
and he's making it for the PC. They talked to him, I think Game Informer talked to him the other day, and were asking him about if he's gonna take this to the next gen consoles, and he said the PS4 most likely because of their whole indie thing.
Yep.
And they've actually talked to him about it. They contacted him about it, and they're setting up a deal. But he did say that he'll work on the PC one, get that out working first, then move on to the consoles. But he said probably not for the Xbox One, because at the moment it costs so much money to get it onto the system, and then for every single update he wants to do to that game, it would cost $10,000
Wow.
Oh,
just to put
shit.
So that's why DLC comes out in big chunks, because to put that DLC on the store costs 10 grand
That's
for the
hectic.
developers, which is why MMOs don't come to those games, because an MMO needs to be updated weekly or even quicker than that, and they just can't do that if they have to pay 10 grand every time they want to put some DLC up.
How's
Fair
Planet
enough.
Side 2 gonna work then?
Yeah, and freaking
PS4 doesn't have that limitations. That's why they're bringing
Oh,
it to the
true.
PS4. PS4 you can self-publish as an indie developer, and there's no costs for DLC.
Maybe I need to learn the PlayStation SDK.
it's going to be pretty cray. It's
So-
going to be tough to call like which one's better.
I feel like the PlayStation is gonna hands down win for the first few years.
Yeah, I reckon once people start getting used to Xbone, then it'll become like
Yeah.
way more
And
popular.
I think what will happen is that everyone will get used to the Xbox and start moving in that direction, and then PlayStation will evolve to be very similar to it,
Mm.
as in like the whole cloud gaming thing and the whole like they've got their PSI, so they can start doing lots of stuff that Microsoft's doing with the Kinect. It's not as good as the Kinect, but they can still do a lot.
Apparently, the new Kinect's going to be like even more hectic than the normal one. I'm actually always really impressed by the Kinect
The Kinect
with
is
like
awesome,
how good it is.
but it just
And
seems to be
apparently,
in the
like
wrong
the new one,
situation.
yeah, apparently the new one's like way more
Oh yeah,
accurate
definitely,
and stuff. It's
definitely.
like crazy. I'm pretty excited to see what it can do.
The new one can like check out individual digits and stuff, so your
Yeah.
fingers and stuff.
Are you saying that the PS is gonna turn to TV and sport,
No cloud gaming.
or just okay?
No,
Well-
they've already got TV in there, and they're already in on the sports. What I'm saying is that at the moment, Xbox is putting a lot of emphasis on that kind of stuff when people aren't used to it and don't really want it. So Sony, rather than put emphasis on that, they're putting emphasis on the games. But when it comes out, and because we're paying for PlayStation Plus, they're going to have a lot more money coming in, so they're going to be able to evolve with the times.
So at the right place at the right
Xbox,
time, yeah.
so Xbox is trying to cause the evolution or cause this change. PlayStation will just change along with it
If they do
Speaking of
change.
that,
if they change.
heaps
Yeah,
people, heaps people are saying Xbox One is way ahead of its time.
yeah, exactly.
Which is why we're saying that, like, in a couple of years' time,
Yeah.
the sales will really pick up.
The sales will pick up when everyone gets used to it. The internet's a lot more stable, and there's a lot more content out there.
Oh man, I'm killing for the NBN. Oh, I want some stable internet.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
I want some
At
live
least you're getting the
streamability.
NPN.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Wait,
Move
never?
towns, dude. Move towns.
My town's not even getting it.
Well, I
Someone
actually
sent me a
wouldn't.
plan.
I actually wouldn't mind the Xbox One online always online thing if it wasn't like you have to
It
check in
wasn't
that
for
frequently.
watching you while you
Well,
masturbate.
once every 24 hours isn't that much. They have stated this in another article I read. I'm not going to be linking any articles because I've read that many this week. I cannot remember. I just remember facts. They talked either yesterday or the day before that the amount of data that you need to use to check up with your Xbox is like in the hundreds of kilobytes. So it's not even a megabyte per day, which means you can just use your phone as a hotspot to check in once a day.
It'd be pretty cool.
You just, make your phone a Wi-Fi hotspot, turn it on, check in.
I think the
Turn it off
biggest
again.
problem is I don't know, whoever's like deciding all their media things, they're just getting everything wrong when they say it.
Yeah, I've actually read on various websites that they're trying to get Don Matrick to just stop talking about it.
Yeah,
Who's
the guy, one of the head guys from.
Don Matrick, that's the he's the head of all
this is a different
interactive
guy.
things at Microsoft.
This is an ex-PlayStation. I think he was a Insomniac game guy. He became the president of THQ last year before they shut down, and he was brought in simply to try and bring it back from the brink of death. But he just stated they're too far gone. So anyway, he was in this on Spike TV, GameTrailers.com. Him, one of the head editors from Game Informer magazine, and some other random, I can't remember who. They all sat down and they were there to like talk about the different conferences and how they ranked the conferences and stuff. And what he was saying pretty much was the Xbox, everything that the Xbox is trying to do is good. Like, he sees it as a good thing, as a lot of people do. What he has problems with, and what we have problems with, is the way Xbox is trying to sell it to people.
Yeah.
They're just, the way they're saying it is as if they're trying to sell software to people, as opposed to trying to sell a gaming system to gamers.
And they're like skirting around all the issues that people have with it. They're not confronting
mentioning
it.
Yeah.
Like they say, it would work so much better if they say, yeah, you say this, but it's actually not that bad. It's this, blah.
Yeah, if they
and if
try
they actually
to,
if they went out of their way to disprove some of the craziness about them,
well, that's the
they
thing.
could save it
They're
so
not
much better.
disproving it because it's not wrong.
no,
But
but
it's not-
if they just cast a bit more light on the subject.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. They need to explain why we need what they're doing. So what they're saying at the moment is, this is the future, we need it, but they're not explaining to the average person why it is we need it. So some people can, like a lot of the higher up people who are in the business can see, yes, this will work in the future. It's going to be needed. It will be very, very good. But to the average gamer, they're just pissed off that they have to be always online. Because
Yeah, I think that's also because people want to know like what's like available for them now.
Yeah, like the last two big things, like the last two games that were DRM, the whole like,
What does DRM stand for?
digital
Rights management.
So
Cheers.
the last two big games were SimCity and Diablo 3,
Oh gosh.
and both of them
And
had
oh gosh.
massive problems because of
Yeah.
DRM. So everyone's just got this really bad taste in their mouth. And when Xbox says
Only DRM.
well, only DRM, everyone's just like, holy shit, this is not going to end well.
Oh, what if it doesn't? Oh gosh, imagine that every game that comes to Xbox doesn't work for the first 3 months.
The biggest
True.
problem I feel
Oh, that's
with
included.
their, you know how they've got this always online check-in once every 24 hours?
Yep.
The whole idea of that is because most people are connected to the net, and that way developers can do stuff knowing that everyone's connected to the net.
Mhm.
And now they're saying this, you only have to be connected once every 24 hours. But if the developers are developing all their games for this product with
Yeah, with the
always online
assumptions.
in mind, then a lot of the games won't be accessible to those people who aren't always online.
Mm.
So, interesting.
Craziness.
But let us move on to the Sony ones.
Oh, wait, we missed something. Insomniac Games, the guys who did the Resistance things, those Sony exclusives, they're now doing Xbox exclusives.
Which game was
So
that?
they said, I can't remember. They said they'll be doing. It was like right at the end of the Microsoft conference. They said
I-
they'll be doing.
I remember them saying they were doing a game for it. I don't remember it being an exclusive game.
Yeah, I remember. I actually wait. I'm pretty sure it was exclusive. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
Let's
remember.
move on. Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to speak of Spark.
Oh, that looks shit. Just saying.
Spark actually looks quite interesting.
It's
So
like Minecraft, kind of.
Someone want to explain to me what
every
this is?
time someone brings up a device, Spark is pretty much a semi-game, user developer tool thing. So what it is it's an engine kind of thing where you can go in and it has all these building tools, so you can pretty much build your own game, but it's done in a really cool way. So you start off with a map, you tell it to random generate a map, so it makes a square map, then you go, I want more mountains, so it puts more mountains there. I want more rivers, so it puts more rivers in there, and you can tweak it yourself if you want to, or you can just let it do the random generation thing. Then you can pick like what type of terrain textures you want, so you can Arctic forest. This is the example I gave, and then you can go in and you can put you can create a town center, you can create an enemy center, which can be goblins, it can be squirrels, it could be whatever you want, and then you put like sort of an objective in, and you can just jump in the game. And you
So
just
it's like easy programming.
yeah, very simple program.
But-
It's very similar to the way Little Big Planet 2 works, but with more freedom.
Except I don't know Little Big Planet too,
I-
but okay.
Before I said it's like Minecraft, what I meant by that, it's like, it's everyone's got the same thing. You're just changing like little things, really.
What do you mean everyone's got the same thing?
Like in Minecraft, everyone's got the same blocks. Yeah, and then you just like make new worlds out of all those blocks. And in this, you got the same tools. You make the same like villages, except in different positions.
But
got the
it's
same
not that.
works.
Like, people have made Fruit Ninja style games. They've made free roaming RPG style games. They've made top down shooters. They've made, there's all these things there, and you can do so much. Like, what they showed is like 0.01% of it. It's not just everyone will be able to make this RPG kind of world. It's hugely like free. It's nuts what it is, but it's really hard to explain because they haven't actually released that much details on it themselves. But they do have a video reel which I could probably show in here, which just shows all these different types of games people have created with the tools available to you, and there's lots. That's like the Little Big Planet versus Little Big Planet 2. Little Big Planet 1, you could kind of just make the levels that you've already played. Little Big Planet 2 made you create heaps of different things. So people were creating like snake games where all battling each other, and there was the basketball games, and there was all sorts of weird stuff. So Spark looks very, very interesting, but we'll have to see what. It's supposed to be a launch title, so we should hear more about it in the future.
Don't you get like a ton of free games with PlayStation Plus at launch or something? With the Sony?
No, I think what they're doing is you get free games when you're a PlayStation Plus member.
And because you have to have PlayStation Plus to play online, you get those anyway.
Yeah, you get them anyway. But I'm not sure if those free games are for PS4 or for PS3.
But there was one of them that they mentioned was going to be I think, Drive Club.
Yeah, Drive Club. That's going to be free for all PlayStation Plus, which is, weird. I think that's just a way of getting people into the game because it's a online multiplayer game, so you need other people there to make it worthwhile. And it looks like it might be a microtransaction style game as well. It's like
Oh, really?
you wanna get a new bumper for your car, then you pay a small fee for this bumper. I'm not sure,
For a bomber.
but these are examples. It's a lot of people saying it's very reminiscent of Need for Speed Underground car tuning style. So a bit of freedom there. So that looks cool. So who wants to go through what Sony did?
Sony, I could go through some of that. Oh gosh, if I could remember it. They like talked for tons about Vita, and it was pretty boring, except they mentioned they have Skype for Vita, and then everyone thought they had Skype for PS4. But they don't. Am I right in saying they don't? They don't.
They might.
They
I don't
have
think
party chat though, but
Mm.
yeah, no Skype.
But
Um,
the PS4, they have released like a kind of teaser video for it, so we kind of know what the interface looks like. And it looks like it's very. It looks very.
Skype-esque.
No, it looks very
Actually,
similar to.
Did you?
I'm going to say Windows 8,
yeah.
but vertically.
All
So
right.
Did
you've
you see
got-
that video with those three guys?
Yeah, that's
The
the one
two
I'm
guys.
talking about.
Yeah.
So they've got like they look like they're square tiles, and they look like they're possibly resizable. I'm not sure. And they've got live tiles with actual content moving in them, and just static tiles, and you kind of scroll up and down for it, and so it looks similar to Windows 8, but on a vertical way.
That's pretty cool.
I think the PlayStation Store at the moment looks like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
does.
I think it looks very similar to the PS Store at the moment, but
Okay.
nicer, more refined.
Home also looks a little bit. Oh no, Home's more cross-media bar. We know all about Home after our little sesh the other day.
Yeah.
That
After
was,
your totally hardcore chess game.
that was pretty sick. If you haven't seen that, go check it. But okay, so apart from the Vita, everyone. Meh, I don't know why they even bother with that.
The Vita.
Mm.
Vita's sick.
No, but like, who buys it?
Well,
I
when the
see it as just a
PS4
waste
comes
of
out, I'll
money.
be fucking getting one.
I see a bundle coming up with the PS4 and Vita.
I see a bundle.
Well, they're getting
see how
well
that-
for the Vita games that are coming out is Batman: Arkham Origins, God of War 1 and 2 the remix, Flower, Dead Nation, Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2.
Why are they
they're-
bringing out 10-2? I was like so happy to hear that Final Fantasy 10 is getting a remake, and then they're saying 10-2, and it's just like if people play that, they're just going to lose all their faith.
No, but the 10 and 10-2 most likely will come on the same disc, just like God of War 1 and 2 does.
Oh, okay. Well, only play 10 if you get it. Just
The
don't
Walking
even
Dead
touch 10-2.
bundle's also coming to the Vita,
Wait, is that coming only to the Vita and not to the PS4?
only to the Vita.
Oh, fuck. Do I have to get a Vita?
These are all Vita things.
Wait, so 10's not coming to...
They don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tough luck.
shit, I have to get a Vita.
But
That's
the Vitas look
expensive.
sick because, especially for someone like me, I might have my PS4 out in the actual lounge room.
No, every time I game, I'm in my room.
Yeah, but you don't have a family kind of thing. You don't have
Yeah,
like
I
a lounge
know.
room setup.
I don't want to have to buy a Vita to play Final
for
Fantasy 10.
people, for
I'll just
people with
go
like
get
a
my
lounge room
PS2 out.
setup, the Vita's awesome because you can play the Vita in your bedroom, in bed with the Vita, but you're actually playing your
Playing the
PlayStation
PS4.
titles,
Yeah.
which is sick. And the way that the R2 and L2 buttons would work, I'd guess, would just be tapping opposite sides of the back
Of the
touchscreen.
back thing, yeah.
Also, speaking of the touch thing, the PS4 touch controller,
Mm.
the touchpad actually has little clicking bits.
Oh, really?
So like the two,
So like
the
a laptop.
the left and right sides kind of like click a little bit. So it looks
That's
like it's going to
pretty
have
cool.
even more function than just touching, which is cool.
Mm.
I'll get onto controls later.
So many craze.
So yeah, so the Vita is getting quite a few things. It's getting a lot of things in,
Yeah, so Vita got a lot of love.
and it's going to be awesome when the PS4 comes out.
And then after all the Vita chatting, they finally revealed the look of the PlayStation.
So they
So,
got into the PS3 shit first.
no, they went straight from Vita to thing, if I
Look.
remember correctly.
Nope.
I don't remember correctly.
I've got a live blog of the thing, so
I'm pretty sure it went straight to it. It was really weird. Maybe I was just studying
they
at the time.
they came up with a montage of PS3 games. They didn't really talk about any. They just said these games will be coming out. Walked off stage, and there was like 5 games in a row.
Do we have to talk about them? I want to talk about the PS4.
Well, I'll quickly mention there was The Last of Us. There was video
Like what,
game
that?
Cute Olympus, or whatever the fuck that is. There was Beyond Two Souls.
Hey,
That
do you,
looks
do you guys
good.
reckon,
Gran
should I
Turismo
do...
6. Also, before they got onto the PS4, they were talking about GTA 5. which is also
yeah.
only coming to these first two consoles.
That looked pretty cool, actually.
It looks sick.
The cars, actually, was that
The
that
cars
one?
look pretty.
Yeah, the cars. I think it was you that said that, wasn't it, Kenny? You said
Yeah.
the cars in GTA 5. Is it 5?
Yep.
Looked better than the ones in GT, whatever it was. The new Gran Turismo coming out.
Yeah, but it's not too hard to make cars look nice compared to realistic. So yeah, after the GTA 5 and the whole
And Watch
PS3 is
Dogs.
getting
There was
some
Watch Dogs as well. Or is that 4?
PS3s get that would be in 4 because that's on all the consoles
Mm.
except the Wii, I think. What was the bundle with the GTA 5 thing?
No,
I think that
some
might have
lovely
been the
thing.
crappy bundle.
I don't know. Let's move on to more
Yeah,
interesting
and then
things.
Andrew House took the stage and revealed the
not.
PS4.
Yay! So, what do you guys all reckon about the look of it?
I actually
It's two
quite like it.
PS2s.
Yeah, I reckon it's two PS2s.
Mhm.
It actually
Two
looks so
PS2
much like it.
PS2 Slims though, you mean?
Yep.
I
It
like
actually looks so. It's even got the freaking
I
joining
like it.
line where they connect it.
I
What
really
I
like it.
don't like though, what I really, really don't like is how the USB ports are like where they join.
Why?
What's that in the middle?
What?
Yeah, so like it's inside, it's not on the outside. It's like so it's in between the two things.
And
Oh,
That's gonna it's gonna get really annoying soon.
I don't think
Can,
so.
can you guys not see that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but why? What's the problem? Computers have been doing it like that for years.
Not my computers.
I don't
Alright,
know.
so
The only thing
You
it
have,
will
like-
affect is
I don't
if you
have
have
that chunkier USB.
The only fat things you get from USBs these days really are like Wi-Fi dongles and shit that you won't need in
Alright,
this
so
device.
what I mean is just like put your hands together, like about an inch apart, and then the USB ports are like in between your hands. Where
So-
like your hands are like the
You
two
know
PS2s.
that looks like it's like less than a centimeter deep.
Yeah.
So you can hold
But still.
the black part of the USB and still be able to plug it in fairly easily.
But still, yeah, it's the same as the Xbox 360. Xbox 360's
The Xbox
USB
360 is, but this is, remember, the top bezel for this is slanted, so the top bezel is actually quite a bit closer than the bottom bezel.
But
And
still, it's a bitch putting USBs in the Xbox.
It's a
'Cause you have
bitch
to,
putting
like-
USBs in the PS3, actually.
it's a bitch
because
putting
it's
hate
got
putting
that
USBs
thing.
in my
hate
USBs
the
in
USB.
anything,
Yeah.
because you always put them upside down. No matter how many times you do it, you switch it around, it's still upside down.
It always
What
takes
the
at
fuck?
least 3 goes to put a
Yeah.
USB in.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, flip it once
If
upside
you
down,
ever
flip
get it
again
in the
upside down.
first time, text me and I'll give you something.
All right.
All right, you're on.
I'm gonna I'm gonna spend 10 minutes reassuring that it's the right way around before I plug it.
There's
Studying
always
and
I
drawing
know the
plans.
right way around every time because I'm just I do it all day long with laptops and I still
I'm gonna
get it
take
fucking
time to
wrong.
align it then.
Actually, I've got on my headset, I've got like a piece of blue tack on the bottom side, and I plug it in the right
The
way every time.
fucking Turtle Beach, what's that thing called? DSS it's upside down compared to everything else.
No, is it?
It is, and I unplug
What
and
is
plug it into.
DSS?
It's
Dolby
the
surround sound.
the surround sound thing
Ah,
that I've
okay.
got.
Dolby surround sound.
Yeah,
is that
but
what it
like
stands
all
for?
USB
Yeah.
ports have the plastic shielding at the top.
Mm.
The DSS has it at the bottom because it's a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, true.
Wait, what's this plastic shielding?
It's made just to trip.
Okay,
Middle
you
up.
know when you got a USB and it's got plastic at one side and like a hole at the other.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
plastic
I
down the
getcha.
bottom is actually just shielding. So I've had people at work where that plastic bit snapped out, and all
Oh.
that plastic is doing is holding the metal pins in place so they don't bend. So when you
Mm.
push them in, they don't bend. So it just holds them in place and makes sure they contact the ones above them. So when that plastic shielding snaps out, you can still use the device. It still works fine. You just got to be very careful not to bend the parts. So it's
Yeah.
it's just called the plastic shielding.
Installation or something. All right. So after the thing got revealed, what games did they show? Hey, I think Maka just joined.
Hello.
You always have to say that.
Mac
Hey, he
man,
is, because
perfect
I'm the host. I
timing.
have to introduce people. Hello, Maka man. How much of E3 did you watch?
Bits and pieces, bits and pieces.
Oh yeah.
You
Of
watched the Sony one?
or everything.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of the Sony one. The only one I could find on YouTube was a bad quality, so I kind of skipped through to see who I can see.
You know Sony Pictures Online, not Sony Pictures, Sony Online Entertainment. had a 720p one on their thing like 2 hours after they'd finished.
Nope. I just
Macca was
look for it
obviously
on
trying to
YouTube.
look at it 1 hour afterwards.
Yeah, obviously.
Um,
Or 1.5. Who knows?
Yeah.
yeah. So, Macca, what do you reckon about the look of the new PS4?
Well, when I first saw the pictures, I thought it looked really shit. When I kind of see it moving around, it definitely looks better than the Xbox, but I still don't kind of like it.
Yeah, I wasn't
I
too
could-
impressed.
I
When it
could
first
probably
got revealed,
tolerate it more, but
when it first got
yeah,
revealed, freaking badge, like a typical badge, was like, oh my god, it looks awesome!
Yeah,
I
with
was
like
just like-
10 lines of
Exclamation marks.
yeah. No, 10 lines of like
All right,
everything.
so-
Like he doesn't put his comment in one line. It's like, nope,
Yeah.
10 lines.
All right,
Oh,
so
G-
Jimmy and Macca,
Yeah.
you both, well, you didn't not like it, but you didn't exactly like it,
Yeah.
so you're kind of neutral on it. Why don't you like it? What puts you off about it?
I like curvy lines. I like the look of PS3.
He likes them curves.
I like
Yeah.
the curves on my consoles.
Which
So,
one?
like, I
Because
saw
there's
it and it
three
looks-
PS3s.
I love the Fat Boy.
The one that I have. Yeah, the fat one and the one that I have.
You like hourglass.
The
Hmm.
mini.
So then they show the PS4 and it's like it's back to box and I'm like, oh.
I don't know. I like box.
Yeah, box fits in with everything else.
Like
Well,
I like
you
how
guys
it's got like that
space.
one shiny,
It doesn't look
shiny
the same.
section, and then that one matte section. Like that looked really
That's
nice.
the same as the Xbox. Exactly the same.
Like that bit looked nice on it, but like it looks, it's a lot more slim and dynamic compared to the Xbox, which is just that big fucking box. So like that's why I'm kind of happy with it, and it can stand up. So
Actually, the Xbox looks like a freaking VCR, so
Yeah.
it's not hard to beat that.
yeah, I just like the fact that it stands up. I'm just happy about that.
I think.
While we're talking about Xbox for a sec, so some guy was he posted to the Twitter page of Xbox support, and he was like, so there's no physical power button. How will my mute friend turn it on then? And then the guy replied saying, I can't give any word on that at this time.
Lol.
You know
Just
what
like,
I don't like?
Was,
When-
that, was, that, was
when-
that pun intended?
What?
Was that pun intended? Because the guy's
don't
mute
think-
and he can't give word.
I don't think so.
Oh no, it's just what I said. I
When
can't
was
remember
this?
exactly what he said.
When was this, Dex?
I don't know. I just remember reading
See if
about it
there's no
somewhere.
physical on button.
Well, you can turn most consoles on with the controllers,
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
and they are saying you can turn your Kinect off.
Yeah.
So, obviously, there is ways of turning these devices on and off. Who knows? That little Xbox Lite could possibly be a touch button. We don't know. I think for what the Xbox was going for, because we all know the Xbox is going for a TV like living
There's
room
no market
device.
for it. I think.
TV or sport.
Yeah, the Xbox is going as a living room all-in-one entertainment system. That's what it's going for. I think what it's going for, it looks perfect. It's looking
Yeah, but
the
there's
way
just
they've
no
made
market
it.
for it.
The way they've made it is they want it to be
Yeah,
A
in your
the
living room.
idea behind as an entertainment system works fine, but when you're making like a game system and you go to E3 and all these press conferences, you know it's for gaming people, and you shove all this shit no one cares about. What do you expect?
Yeah, but I'm just saying ignoring all the stuff about that. I'm just saying for what they're trying to build an entertainment system.
That's what I said. I just said
its physical qualities for an entertainment system is perfect. It's got a massive cooling vent on the top. It's got a nice front face, which is mainly all you're going to see if it is in your TV cabinet. All you're going to see is the front face. So what it's going for is fucking perfect. As a console,
It'd
as
be
a-
better without the Kinect though for an actual pure entertainment system.
yeah, but that's part of the experience. As a console,
Wii. You
consoles
can't
are
play the Wii
like
without it.
when you think about old school consoles like the N64, you used to have them sitting out on the ground. Like you didn't even have it stashed in the cupboard. You'd pull it out of the cupboard and it would be sitting on the ground and it would be in the middle of the floor. So
Yes,
you could
because you had to
stand on
stick
it.
the thing
The
in top of it.
cartridge in the
Is
top.
N64 considered old school? Because I consider that pretty like technologically advanced.
Oh, it's old
I've
school.
got one in
It's
my
old school.
room, so it's pretty.
But,
even if it was-
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's because
Like-
you had to stick the cartridge in.
Yeah,
That's
like
what I
those
was-
kind of things. You had them on the floor because they look cool, and because you had to stick the cartridges in. The PS2, even that, a lot of people had sticking like.
Also, that was
sitting
on the
up.
floor as well because you had wired controllers. So
Yeah,
you just like try and maximize your wire length.
but
Yeah.
it's like with the
It's still fucking
even with the
huge.
PS3 and stuff, people with PS3s, like you said, Mac, it stands up. People have it standing up next to their TV, or they have it standing up on a shelf somewhere so you can see it,
And
so
it's
it looks
and
nice.
it's
Same thing with the Xbox.
I have it standing up because it saves so much room. But if you look at the size of the Xbox, that thing's fucking huge.
And then the
You know what the
Kinect, like,
coolest edition on the
huge.
PS2 was? Come on. Where's who's gonna get what I'm getting at?
The twisting PS symbol.
Oh, yeah, you got it in one.
The
What was it?
PS3s have that too.
The fact that you can, well, I don't.
When
mine
you'd
doesn't.
stand it up or lay it down, it actually had the PS symbol on the front would twist to
You
go
could
with how you
rotate
had
the
it.
little PS
The
symbol.
PS3s all do that as well, except for the latest one
I
because
don't think mine does
that
it.
one doesn't.
Nah,
stand
the
up.
latest
Slim
ones
don't
don't
do it either.
because-
Wait, does it?
No, it's just a flat.
Oh, it doesn't.
Mine doesn't. But yeah, that was the coolest thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I can stand it up and rotate the symbol.
Yeah, but
I was
that's.
like, "Woo."
I feel like the Sony's PlayStations have always been a device to stand on its end.
Mm.
Except, or from PS2 onwards at least. PS1 wasn't because I don't think they had the
Yeah.
technology to
It had a
hold the
pop-up
CD. In.
top.
They didn't
Yeah,
have the
the top
technology to
button.
hold the CD in place either.
Yeah.
Well, with the PS2 was designed to stand on its side.
Well,
The
the
PS3 was
PS1
as
wasn't
well.
that the first disc-based console?
Yeah, it was supposed to.
Because
actually
originally
be
it was going to be an extension for the Nintendo, wasn't it?
Yep.
And then-
Sony. It wasn't
then
an
their-
extension.
their
It was actually
contract-
built in.
Well, no, it was gonna. I thought it was gonna be like an extra plug-in, but like then the contract fell through, and so they just decided to make their own console.
No, so what happened was before the
Necromona
N64
Game
came
Dev
out.
Tycoon taught me that.
Before the N64 came out, Sony and Nintendo actually had a joint thing going when Nintendo was building a new console. Sony actually was one of the inventors of the CD. They went to Nintendo, hey, if we make a joint console, and we'll put our CD device in it, and you make your cartridges, so it's cartridges at the top, CD slot at the front. For every CD-based game we sell, we'll get the majority of the money. For every cartridge base you sell, you get the majority of the money. That was the plan. Nintendo, being the greedy fucks that they were, wanted a huge percentage, and Sony was like, no, get fucked. Fuck you. They went off and made their own system. The only reason the PlayStation came around was because Nintendo were too greedy.
No.
So Sony made it to get back at Nintendo.
I missed the cartridge. I think it was solid. You could throw that fucker around, stick it back in.
No, it wasn't
still
solid. It
work.
gets a speck of dust in it and you have to sit there blowing on it for...
Oh yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
that-
but
Yeah, but
that
you
really
enjoyed
good?
that though, Jimmy.
yeah,
You
but
enjoyed
it's not.
blowing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
I
not
know.
like a CD. A CD you could drop, scratch. It's not going to work again. You could drop a cartridge. You know that fucker will still work.
No, I've dropped CDs and they still work. But we're going to get back
but
on the E3. Games for the PS4.
Well, the first thing
Ooh,
that they
Second
brought
Son
out
look-
about it was
Yeah, second. time.
where are we?
Candy likes to look at Second Son, but I don't think she's ever seen any
Right.
other Infamouses.
Mm.
So,
So
Yeah.
they're
Infamous
bringing
Eye
they're
is
bringing
the
back
big
the
one.
some of the
Right.
services like Music Unlimited,
Yeah.
which is a free music streaming thing. Redbox Instant, which I have no idea what the fuck that is, and Flickster.
Redbox, is that the same as RedTube?
No,
no.
Redbox. I think that's kind of like Netflix.
Hubba bubba.
I think.
I'm pretty sure Redbox are the people who are the only ones at the moment which are streaming or have any sort of 4K footage for 4K
Oh.
TVs. I'm pretty sure I remember them saying Redbox has created a device, the first device that will output 4K images onto
I don't
the
think a
4K
lot of people
TVs.
have the internet that could handle 4K.
I don't think
Yeah.
anyone has the internet.
I
that can
can't handle
4K.
1080.
Oh no,
I
those
can barely
people that
handle
have that.
720.
No, those people that have Google Fiber would be able to do it.
So
Is it
Because they got a
Handle
gig a
144.
second, they'd be able to do it.
yeah. So anyway, so yeah, they're bringing that shit to it, and Sony Pictures Entertainment, which is the TV and movie side of things, and Sony Entertainment, which is everything, including computer and pictures, and it also involves music, is going to fully support the PlayStation 4. So that means any movie that is made by Sony Pictures or any of their affiliates, and any
Yeah, or
TV
that's
shows
distributed
which
by
they
them,
brought
yeah.
in, for example, Breaking Bad is made by Sony. They will all be available on the PS4, pretty much at launch.
Sweet.
Plus, Sony being Sony, they've got all these other parts that Microsoft has gaming and Microsoft has PC. That's it, and they're kind of building all the other libraries at the moment. Or PlayStation or Sony as a
So that's
company
libraries
also
for a long
already
time.
has all these libraries there, like massive libraries. So straight off the bat, PS4 is probably going to be
Yeah, way ahead.
They've
way
already got
ahead
their own
of the
movie
Xbox.
company, TV company. So
Yeah, exactly. So that's cool. But that's pretty much the end of all that shit, and now it's just the games.
So
Candy was
Hello.
mentioning Second Son. From what I remember.
Yeah, Candy, what did you like about Second Son?
It was just cool that everything was just fire based and he could do so much shit with it.
That
Yeah.
teleporting thing.
He could like fly with it.
have
See,
you played any end of it?
You could
No,
do that
she-
in
She
Infamous.
hasn't played
too.
any of the Infamouses.
Yeah, because you
It's
could
like-
do
I don't
Infamous
know if it
lightning,
was
though, like
fire though.
electricity.
It was gliding. Well,
It was
sorry.
kind of
Yeah, I
like
thought you were about to say flying. Sorry.
turning into ash.
Yeah, I don't think it was fire. It didn't look like fire because it wasn't like the usual
Burning.
looking of fire. It
It
looked
was
like,
like
yeah,
sparks.
like a sulfur kind of
yeah, like
lava thing.
he looked like kind of like he's made of the Balrog.
Yeah,
You
true.
shall not pass. He just turned to like embers and ash kind of,
Yeah, it was
and
sick.
it was all. It was,
But like,
yeah,
I don't
so
know,
much
it
cooler
looks
than the fire.
so similar to like all the other ones. It's just that those ones he was electric instead of
Well, it is
fiery.
an infamous game. It's
Why do
carrying
you
on
fly
that
so
story.
electric?
Yeah,
They can
exactly.
fly
They
with
just got
fire.
they got a new character,
They've got a new character. It's 20 years in the future. It's a new story.
and they're in a new city.
Complete new
Ah.
city, and it's just it looks freaking good. It looks much better than the other two games.
yeah. What else do we have? We had
Assassin's Creed.
the most awkward thing ever. You were laughing at Microsoft's audio thing. You couldn't even laugh at PS4. It was just too awkward.
Yeah.
When
I don't
Assassin's
remember
Creed
anything awkward.
Assassin's Creed froze.
We thought it was our internet, but it wasn't.
It was live gameplay froze, and the poor dude who was
I
like
thought
playing
Assassin's Creed was part of Microsoft. Not
No, it's
Microsoft.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
it. No, they were playing it at the
Well,
PS4.
no,
reveal.
yeah. Remember, Sony and Microsoft both display games that are by third publishers, especially the PlayStation, because they were all saying that they fully support their third publishers and stuff.
But this
remember-
isn't the point. The point is that freaking Assassin's Creed froze.
Yeah,
I actually don't remember watching anything about Assassin's Creed.
How do you?
He was
Oh.
jumping off.
Assassin's
the
Creed
Wait, do
Black
people not
Flag.
actually know about this? It was like
No,
it should be the
I
funniest
even
thing.
know about this because he even tried to do an execution move and he ran right up a guy and just run past
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what happened there?
when he was trying to jump a guy and he just ran
Oh.
right past and he's like, okay, cool. I just
I
keep
was
going.
like, that's what I
And-
thought. I thought that was like the quickest execution move I've ever seen.
And it happened later
he-
on with another game, but not as bad.
Yeah, Destiny was like
yeah.
losing frames.
It was jump. I thought it was going to jump out too. I was like, oh shit.
I was like, oh my gosh. So there, because he ran up to kill the dude, and then nothing happened, and he ran past. And I was like, oh, did he kill him? That was really quick. And I was wondering what happened. But yeah, and then later on it just full froze. The poor dude that was playing it.
Wait, so Destiny froze? Because the video I watched,
No,
I didn't have.
it-
Oh,
it
Destiny was
jumps.
really jumpy.
I didn't see any problems with Destiny when I was watching it. I didn't even
Right
see
at
it
the
jump.
start, it
That's
did.
because you were like streaming. You can't tell if it's because of your stream or because
No,
of the game.
I said I was watching the YouTube video, remember?
The thing with Destiny was it was only happening right at the start, like when they're outside in that massive
Yeah.
area. As soon as they went inside, it was fine.
Mm.
And you,
Destiny, the multiplayer looks cool.
Oh my gosh, Destiny looks awesome.
Like the
we'll
plays
get to that.
dropping
That's
them
the
off.
last thing they brought up.
Oh
Okay, so
my
the first thing
gosh.
they brought up on stage was, I think it was the Order 1866 by Ready at Dawn.
That actually
And
looks
Santa
really
Monica.
cool too.
That looks awesome. And
Yeah.
the best thing I think about that, because I saw a little bit of a, they didn't show anything extra, but they did have a talk to the developers. It's not coming out to the end of next year-ish. They're not bringing out much information about it, but they did say that it's an upgraded system, so it looks very RPG style.
Oh.
Everything they did with the game,
Those guns look
they
sick.
tried to make it look interesting, as in, like, it could be possible, but they never went over the top. They kept they'd do something, they'd realize they just went too far, and they'd rein it all back. So it looks like it's going to be very based around like what is
Possible.
possible.
From what I,
And for players, it looks like it's going to be based as a co-op game as well.
Oh my
be
gosh.
sick.
what I remember, the trailer isn't pre-rendered either. It's actually
No, it's
in-engine,
in-game
isn't it?
footage.
Oh
But
my gosh, all the in-game footage looks so good.
yeah,
Although it is like a vertical slice, but
The lighting and it looked really well as well.
really well done.
The
Yeah.
lighting in the game.
The next game they looked at was Killzone Shadowfall. A lot of
that
the games
also looked amazing.
that looks sick. It looks very different from the old
I couldn't look away from the
Killzones.
gun. That gun looked so nice.
A lot of people were having sads about because it's just a big shift from the Killzone. Like Killzone's always been a very gritty,
Well, it doesn't
dirty
have
looking
Nazis.
game.
It doesn't
No,
have
it's still
any
got the
Nazis
Hellgun
in it.
in there.
How
Oh,
guys?
does it? Okay.
Yeah, they're still there. The thing they're saying is Killzone always was a very gritty,
Yeah, actually, it
realistic
was.
kind
Yeah.
of game, and like the controls have always been very.
Oh, I hate the controls.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Killzone was very good for that. So they're just saying that Killzone's kind of moving towards the every other FPS kind of style, where they're making the controls.
Mainstream.
Yeah, they're just making the controls more accessible and making the game more, I don't know, beautiful.
Well, do you know what
for,
I like the look of, even though it wasn't at the Sony conference, was the Metal Gear Solid. Did you see that gameplay?
Yeah, we talked
Oh,
about
not-
that in the Microsoft one. So yeah, after they showed the Order and Killzone, they kind of glossed over Killzone quickly. They didn't really show much about the things
just
they
like a
revealed
teaser.
in February. They just showed like, a little bit more just to show that the game's evolving and it's gotten better since then and stuff like that. They're just kind of bringing them up just to remind people about them, but they didn't stay on them too long.
Right
Um,
after Killzone was
They
Second
brought
Son.
up Drive Club,
Yep, Drive Club.
which is a game
Yep.
by
We've
Ubisoft.
talked about
Um,
that.
Which is
Yeah,
a
not
Do you
really.
guys actually know what Drive Club is?
It's a car racing game where you
Nope,
crash into people.
don't.
No. It is a
Like
MMO
bumper
car
cars?
game RPG.
What?
Yeah, not really.
That is
interested.
based on the entire US. You can drive on every single road that is in the United States. You can drive across the entire,
Even Area 51.
everywhere.
What about
It's
roads
the
that are
entire,
being made?
apart from Alaska, because that doesn't matter, and apart from Hawaii, because that doesn't matter. It's the mainland. You can drive from California all the way up to Washington, the
So,
state.
like, you could drive to your house if you lived there.
Yeah, you could drive everywhere on the whole thing, and it's a
Use Google
always
Maps.
online
Yeah,
game.
does it like collaborate with Google?
Well, it can't be entirely open world. There must be loads.
It's entirely
right?
open world. It's
That's
entirely
I,
open
I
world.
told you I told you guys about that game on mobile devices, how you had to drive from like Tucson to Las Vegas or something, and it was all real time.
Nope.
Oh
Wait,
well,
wait, is this game going to be real time as well? Like,
Yep.
No.
It's all real time.
Are you serious?
There's going to be day-night cycle. There's going to be weather. There's going to be... The idea is you're supposed to make, like, instead of making a clan or a guild that you would in other MMOs, in this you call it a crew. You make your crews, you all get together, you race for better
Gangs.
stuff.
Your cruise.
You upgrade your cars, you get better shit for your cars.
for the love of God,
And
can
it's
you
just-
fast travel?
I assume so, yeah.
If you couldn't, that'd
Oh,
be horrible.
Cool. We're going on a race next week.
But yeah,
Everyone
so
drive
it looks
to New
sick.
York.
The way they set it is you start off in one section, and you kind of kept in that one section to start with, just until you kind of learn the basics, and you kind of go through the campaignish thing, and as you go through it, it unlocks like extra areas, but you obviously don't get all the map before you end the campaign. So the entire campaign, they say, is pretty much their tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
So you play the campaign, and it takes you like 10 hours or whatever to play the campaign, and once you finish with that,
You
the
go
entire
online.
map's just unlocked.
That's it.
And it's just, and there's also, like, you'll be doing a race one way, and you'll come to a T-junction, and you go across that T-junction, and there's another race coming directly at you, there's a race coming from the side, and you might all meet in the middle, and have to swerve, and all these races just going to be going on everywhere. And
That's
you'll
actually
just be
pretty
cruising
fun, it
along,
seems.
and you'll see all these cars flying past you because they're doing a race for something. And you can,
Well,
it's not just limited to roads either. You can get off-road vehicles, and you can have races, checkpoint races through the hills of Yosemite National Park.
That sounds kind of interesting, but then they
And
wouldn't have a server here in Australia, would they?
Every single, it's only in the American continent.
No, I mean, but an actual server, because obviously it'd have to be server based for you to be racing as well as other people.
Well, seeing as everyone
have-
who gets PlayStation Plus gets this game for free, and you need PlayStation Plus to play online, I'm thinking there'll be a server nearby Australia.
There's
well,
gonna be a lot of
we
people
do have
playing
the NBN, as we've mentioned before. They could probably find somewhere to stick a server. That wouldn't.
Some of us have the NBN.
Well, no, there'll be section. Well, the section of Australia had the NBN. I'm pretty sure they could afford to put a server somewhere. If they
There's already
had to.
servers existing, regardless of the NBN or not.
Hmm.
The
but
NBN's just...
They'd have, yeah, but like, is there actually would there be normal internet out here that could host a server like that
Yeah,
with all that information?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they've had servers for all sorts of things all over the place.
It wouldn't be completely like no loading screens or anything like that. It'd have to load some of the map.
I'm guessing when you fast travel, it loads maps, but as you actually drive along, it will load the map. Because you've got 8 gigs of memory, remember, so it'll just work like a Skyrim game. Will preload map as you walk.
Oh, okay.
And it will obviously, keep kind of keep you centered in the memory, and it'll load shit in front of you and forget shit behind you, and it'll just kind of scroll through it like that. But yeah, so Drive Club is actually looks sick.
Yeah.
Unless I've
It
completely
seems-
confused this for a different game, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
It'd be awkward if it's... Well, apparently none of us know anything about it, so we
Yeah,
can't.
and then they showed Second Son, but that was pretty quick.
I kind of not really interested in racing games. Like,
I'm not into racing games either, but this one looks.
I'll
pretty
buy
interesting.
one if they're cheap and I'm bored.
It looks like you
Well,
could have
it's
a bit
free.
of fun on there with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And
if
it's free. So.
Yeah, and free.
Infamous Second Son will be out the first quarter of 2014, so that means it'll be out before March.
And then what? Sleeping Dogs now after that, wasn't it?
Um,
Not Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping
Watch
Dogs.
Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
I thought Watch Dogs was coming out before or just on the release of the consoles.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
What was the next thing they showed?
The next thing they
It
showed
was-
was that creepy old guy tech demo from
That was funny. That trailer.
I think the people behind Quantic Dream or something.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
That yeah,
The thing that looked a hell of a
they've actually
lot
got a
like
full
Diablo.
12-minute one.
Oh, the Last Sorcerer.
The full 12-minute vid, if you guys haven't seen, it kind of just goes on with him getting interrupted all the time,
Yeah.
and then eventually
So-
he storms off the set, and then they use like all the shit that happened to him pieced together with the goblin talking, and tried to make it look like the goblin took over.
Huh.
It was pretty funny. So yeah, so the Dark Sorcerer looks awesome, and that's all running in engine as well. And you can see like the big things is the particle effects when all the fire's going around, the shadows, the dynamic shadows, things like that, and just the texture on the skin and stuff like that.
Yeah, it looked pretty sick.
Shit's just getting crazy now.
We're like, I don't. Oh, there probably
The
won't be any
uncanny
game
valley,
that does
man.
that.
Jesus.
This is that old
Not out-
guy with that
not-
little goblin thing, right?
Yeah.
And it turns
Yeah.
out to be a movie set.
There
I
was-
actually thought that was Diablo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
everyone
was
did.
so similar to Diablo.
The writing, the font. was
And the
similar.
candle
The
lighting.
candle, they're lighting the
The
candles.
skull.
Yeah, the
It
skull on the
actually
front of the
looked
desk.
like
Mm.
it actually looked
mention
when you
of
first did it. It
Asmodee.
looked like a Diablo cutscene. Like that's how good quality the CGI is.
Mm.
It's fucking awesome. But that's like a full-on tech demo. It's not a game that's going to be out
Yeah.
anytime soon. But that's what the PS4 is capable of. Is what
It's
they're saying.
capable of, but like I doubt they'll ever make a game that does that.
I don't
Like
know.
yeah, on the PS4, because they've got to put time into.
This is
other
Quantic
things.
Dream. Remember, they're the ones that made Heavy Rain. There's no
Ooh.
reason they can't make a Heavy Rain style game with this kind of detail.
Well, they're already. What are they doing? The Two Souls.
Yeah, but that's a PS3 game.
That doesn't even look good.
What? You didn't see the new trailer that they showed with her
Yeah.
actually like in Iraq? That looked awesome.
I reckon it looked dumb, and also I really don't like actors in games.
That's the way
It's
it's
so
going to be
weird because I
going.
look at
Dylan.
that and keep thinking that they're like real people, even though I know. Oh,
That's the way
it's like-
games will be going. It's going to be
I
so
think
much
that- I-
easier
I,
to do
I just
motion
think
cap.
that's a lot. I just think that's a lot better. It makes
No,
you
but
think
it's just
real
so
person
weird,
and
like,
get you
seeing-
invested in it.
Well, because I thought that Ellen Page was also in Last of Us. I'm just like, it's so weird seeing her there and here and blah blah blah, and then like, actors.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
It's weird seeing. Well, I guess it's just I've got used to it with movies, but it's just weird seeing people in different
The
places,
thing I like about this
common characters through
is
game.
if you know much about game actors, there's two major game voice actors who pretty much do everything, or at least they're nearly in every fucking game ever made. Nolan North, and
Yep.
I can't remember what the other guy's name is. Shit, I can't
Oh,
remember
that's
What
his
does he
name
play? What's one of his roles?
He is the voice to the dude in Last of Us.
Yeah, I remember.
Nolan
that.
North was Nathan Drake, right?
Yeah, he was Nathan Drake, and he's also like he's appeared. I went through their Wikipedia pages today to see what they're in. He's been in like more than 100 games,
Well,
and this other guy's almost been in just as many. This other guy, I think Nolan North was also one of these two. Was also all the voices of Desmond from the Assassin's Creed series.
Nolan North.
I think that was Nolan North as well.
He also did Nathan Hale from Resistance, didn't he?
Maybe.
I don't remember seeing Resistance, but yeah, there's two massive voice actors, and having the future of gaming, to get the quality and the lifelikeness that people are looking for, the quickest way of doing it is going to be motion capturing, and that way
Oh,
you're going to get actors that are
they've
going to
been
be like,
doing motion capture for a long time now. Though.
yeah, but like you're going to need to do it.
well, it wasn't
Yeah, but now
like
they're going into full
wasn't
facial
L.A.
yeah.
Noir like the first one that did it?
Yeah, the best one.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did that full on. Yeah,
It's not the
facial
first one, but it's the
capture.
best one.
Yeah, they went they went into really full detail because like even old games like the Devil May Cry's did motion capture for the cutscenes and crap,
Yeah. Um,
but they just didn't do any of the facials.
I just
and
see it.
stuff.
I just see it being really good for the future of gaming because at the moment Hollywood is still laughing at gaming, and like a lot of other things are still laughing at gaming, seeing it as like a toy kind of thing.
Yeah, but
Well,
when you
as
look
soon
at
as
games like
as soon
True
as you're
Soul,
bringing like massive Hollywood actors and you're actually motion capping them in game, and suddenly gaming is where you want to be an actor for, not
exactly,
Hollywood.
and then you can look at it on the same level as like a movie like Avatar,
Yeah, like Avatar is just motion capturing and then
and
applying
except you
CGI to it.
control it. now. Exactly.
So it's going to be very similar to that.
Pretty
So-
exciting. All right, what game came next?
All the indie titles.
Oh god, how
And it was
weird did that
Elder Scrolls.
Octodad one look?
Octodad looks fucking sick.
That looks retarded.
It looks like the best game ever.
What is it even?
I have no idea. I think it's like an adventure, like a click and point kind of
Where you
adventure
can only
game.
walk backwards and be retarded? It looks so weird.
I don't know how you work it though, because you've got like
You're
eight.
supposed to make him walk, and it's supposed to be really difficult.
Yeah, it looks
Like Quap?
It looks awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of like pop, but I don't think as hard.
So yeah, all the indie games came up. Then Diablo came up. Diablo 3 is coming to the Xbox 360, the PS3, and the PS4.
Oh, they did
But
mention
yeah.
the Xbox. I don't think.
No, they
The Xbox 360 is confirmed. The Xbox One isn't, which is
But
weird.
the
the
again.
And then there
PS4
was-
is getting like that extra helmet and stuff.
The PS3 is getting the extra helmet.
And the ring.
As the PS3 is getting the helmet as a pre-order bonus.
Yeah.
and the
But
ring.
the
you get
PS,
the
the
ring.
PS, the PlayStation platforms themselves are getting extra stuff just as extra shit. I'm not sure if you get it or you have to find it or maybe it's a craftable item. But there's the Nathan Drake ring on a chain, which is an amulet in the game. There's also, I'm pretty sure there was shoulders. I can't remember what the game shoulders were from.
Yeah, it was shoulders. What was that from? I can't remember either.
Yeah. So pretty much Diablo is coming to the consoles. It looks pretty good. And their PlayStation is getting a lot of bonus content from Diablo. Also, they mentioned Diablo expansion.
Oh, did
It
they?
was going to come out this year. It's been extended to 2014.
Oh,
Most
go
likely
die.
because of the consoles. But 2014 is sooner than I expected, so I'm fucking happy.
Oh, I was expecting it this year.
And then what after Diablo? Did they do Elder Scrolls after? Diablo?
After Diablo, they moved on to Final Fantasy.
Oh my gosh,
13
the Square
versus-
Enix.
Whoops! It's not
Oh
Final
my-
Fantasy 13 anymore. What is it, Jimmy?
15.
Yeah, that actually looks awesome.
Oh,
The trailer
the
did
Square
look very
Enix
interesting.
stint was like my favorite part of the Sony conference because it said Kingdom Hearts 3. I've been waiting for years for that, and freaking Versus is
alright.
now.
So
I've been waiting for years for Versus as well.
I watched our last podcast today, and we were talking about Final Fantasy 13, and Jimmy distinctly said, if they announce or talk about Final Fantasy 13, I said it won't be 13 if it's on the PS4. I said it will be 15.
Bullshit.
I did.
Okay.
And you said you'd do a backflip. So
Oh, really?
proceed to do a backflip, sir.
Really? Did I say I'd do a
You
backflip?
said you'd do a backflip.
I can't do backflips.
Just
Wait,
go.
can I do it off a jetty?
Yes.
Do I have to do it now, or can I like wait?
You can wait till I get to Perth so I can get video evidence
All right,
of this.
I'll do the backflip.
All right, cool.
Shit.
So yeah, Final Fantasy 15.
But I want you to chuck in a clip of me saying that in here, just so
I will.
That bit in the trailer, like him running around attacking stuff, was that in game or was that just trailer?
Final Fantasy
That's
15 is
in-game.
very hard to tell the trailers.
So that's what I mean. Like, is it
Final
like that's
Fantasy's
not,
always been about being ahead of the crowd with graphics.
Yeah, I know that. No, yeah, I know that, but I'm saying from what I saw, it wasn't really turn-based, was it? From what I remember.
No.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
sort
not
of
this
leaving
again.
the turn-based.
They
aren't
are.
they?
They're
hate
doing real-time turn-based, so. It's,
It might
We'll
be. a
see.
little-
This one.
but
I'm
yeah.
looking.
Maybe I
forward to.
might.
so
be
after,
looking-
after Final
maybe I might get
Fantasy,
this.
they obviously
Kingdom
announced
Hearts
Kingdom Hearts
3.
3.
Oh,
However,
Final Fantasy,
however, yesterday,
Mhm.
Does
yesterday,
that mean 13.2 is essentially 14?
no, 13.2 is 15.
No, 14's online.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3, yes.
Kingdom Hearts 3, yes.
They came out today. Square Enix came out today and said it was actually released early. The teaser
What
trailer
was-
was released early. So Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't expected for another 2 years at least.
Oh,
That's
my
what they're
life.
saying. they released. It was like a teaser, and I remember talking to you, Jimmy, saying how actually I was actually a little bit disappointed with it because it looked reminiscent
like
of the
2.
PlayStation graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously it's a very, very, very like pre-production kind of trailer. So
Maybe Sony just forced them in for the hype.
maybe
I'm
they
there for the
just
hype.
maybe
No, it was just there. It was just there to say that it's happening. It was just confirmed. It wasn't even like trying to sell it yet.
Get
yeah.
people excited.
And everyone
was
just
just-
got excited, so excited by it. They're like, "Oh my
Just
god, it's
get
finally
excited.
coming out!"
I'm freaking excited because
And
because they haven't even
That's what I mean.
confirmed the existence of a 3 like ever.
Yeah.
This is the first time they've actually ever confirmed it. So that's exciting.
Half-Life 3
yeah.
confirmed.
They kept it
After
under the belt really well.
after Kingdom Hearts 3, they came out with the buggy Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah, that was fun.
I saw proper gameplay of that where it wasn't laggy and shit. Actually, it was pretty good.
There's this Aveline is a character from the Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, which is a Vita title. So she's actually the main protagonist in that, and her name's Aveline. She's the first female protagonist, or character you play as
What? She's the
Yeah.
one in the chair?
in the thing. It looks like she's going to be in Black Flag.
Wait, she was in what chair?
She was in what chair? What are you talking about?
I know Macca said something about a chair.
They're in there. They're always laying down in the thing. I can't remember the name of it, and it's a chair, like a.
I don't know.
Is it-
All I know is that she was
The Animus, isn't they're laying in the Animus? Yeah, she's going to be the chick in the Animus.
no
was like-
in Black Flags, because at the end of Assassin's Creed 3, spoiler for those who haven't finished it, the dude that you play as through all of, I think his name's Desmond. He is the end of his story. It's
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
And then
Creed
then you
3.
said they're going on to another chick, so she'll be the one in the Animus.
This chick is from Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, which is a different version for the Vita. What they're saying is in Assassin's Creed 4, it looks like she's appearing there. You're not playing as her, because in Assassin's Creed 4, the storyline is you are the person in the chair. As in you.
Oh,
there's no character.
Oh, the
actors,
chair.
you.
Okay, I
As in-
haven't played any Assassin's Creed, so I didn't know what you were talking about.
I feel like the way they're doing it is there's the software and the shit they were using in the other Assassin's Creed game has become so mainstream that they've released it into the public, and the public can go into anyone's memory, and they've hired you, and I think they talk to you through like video clips as if they're, you're in a conference with them, and they're like, blah blah blah, you have to go do this, and then you jump in, and it's supposed to be like the whole thing is in first person, so it just feels like you're the person doing all this stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's what I heard. That's what they seem to be talking
Because
about in
from
the
what
interview.
this is, from what I remember hearing, this is the grandfather of the guy you play in the.
Yes, this is actually older.
Yeah, it goes back, and you're the grandfather of the Indian.
Yeah. So
He's the one that actually originally got the family into.
so they've
this
they've sent you back because they missed something, or I don't know, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a few hitches. There's going to be naval battles again, and they look way more epic.
Did
than
you see that
Assassin's Creed 3.
seamless transition on the other one where they literally goes from land onto boat into a fight?
Yeah, that was
in
pretty
boats?
sick.
That looks
Except it wasn't
crazy.
seamless because it lagged.
And then it
Well,
crashed.
no, I said yeah, but I saw the proper, running version, and it's amazing.
All right. So after the Assassin's Creed crash, they brought in Watch Dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Watch Dogs look pretty
That
cool.
reminded
except
me of Deus Ex, like.
I don't see
heaps.
why everyone's so hyped about it because it kind of looks stupid. Like, I don't know. You know that touchscreen lock they had on the door
Nope.
where you
What
had
are
to just
talking
draw like the pattern onto it to get in?
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking it'd be so easy to find out what that pattern is just by looking at like the smudge prints on the screen because everyone's smudge prints will be the same.
Well, was it? Do we know if it was an actual screen or was it like?
No, it was like a touchscreen thing. They just draw in the pattern for a password.
Like in
God,
the Amazing
you're
Spider-Man.
overthinking everything.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's just like a lock on a door.
all right. Let me.
Like in
Everyone's
Amazing
seen the first
Spider-Man.
National Treasure, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Well,
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything, Dex. And he gets the fingerprints off the keyboards, and then he's like, "We can't figure out what it is." And then he's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
there's two." Same thing with the symbol. You could draw the symbol, and you could see where their fingers are, but you have no idea where they started.
Well, there's
where
only
they
two
finish.
different ways because it was just one line.
Unless
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it
that's
was like
that's at
a
the very
circle.
like, what they did say was at the very start. There's a bit of story to like kind of build you into it and get you understanding how the puzzles work, and then they ramp up. Also, they've got some weird multiplayer system for this game that
Yeah,
they
you
bring
can call
in.
a person in to
So-
help.
Yeah,
and
and
they-
can
apparently
call a
you can
person
like
to
mess with
help.
each other's game.
Yeah, so you can you can hack someone else's game, and the idea is you hack a system, say as a camera system. If you hack that, they actually get locked out of that system and can't use it. I'm not sure if it's a time-based thing or if it's like for the rest of it. So they have to be able to then track you down, find where you are, and prevent you from hacking that. So it looks very interesting.
Because one I saw, remember, like, in the thing, the chick helped him, remember? Get away
Yeah.
from the cops.
Yeah.
Which
How crazy is a bit when he kicks the guy down and he jumps out, when he gets out of the car and just shoots him in the back of the head.
No, this game looks...
That looked so cool.
I also don't like how easily distracted police and things are by like a power outage. Like the power goes out and it allows him to kill 3 armed men.
Why would police
Yeah,
even do that?
but remember, you are talking about police. It's not that, like, think of
They're not
police
special
Think
forces.
of police that come to
No.
your house, dude.
They'd be able to keep their gun on someone if the power goes out.
Yeah, but if the power goes out, they will be distracted for a short second. They,
Not
you know,
3 of them, and they were like the other guys were like 10 meters away.
yeah, but the idea is that this is a ridiculously dark thing. So the first guy, yes, he could have seen him and reacted, but the idea is he got dispatched to the
No, it
guy
was
right
like
in
how
front
did
of
the
him,
friggin' I don't know.
and the other two
How did the other
were,
dude see him?
the other
What
two
you
were
need to
supposed to be in the
remember
dark.
is it's a game.
Yeah,
You
it's
play a
also
damn game like Final Fantasy and you want to complain about a person in the dark.
Well, it's just that this one's trying to say like this could happen, and you're like, well really? Final
Like,
Fantasy
good.
isn't.
What's the shit? They could just be bad cops. Just
Yeah.
terrible with their job.
Bad cops, bad cops.
What you gonna do?
Have you guys seen Jump Street?
Yep.
What the hell's
Could
that?
be those cops.
21 Jump Street.
If you haven't seen it,
Movie.
watch
Yeah.
21
Channing
Jump Street.
Tatum,
It's
Jonah
hilarious.
Hill.
It's hilarious.
It's actually the funniest movie of last year, in my opinion.
Stop annoying Korean Jesus.
It funnier than Avengers. All right, after that
Some
they
Avengers is the other funniest movie you've seen.
hey, I wasn't
said
saying
as
it
if
was. I said it's funnier than Avengers because that's
Oh.
the only funny movie I can think of that came out last year.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
After that they moved on to NBA 2K14.
Yeah,
they just
okay.
did
with
that whole.
with LeBron James's creepy mouth acting.
That
Yeah.
was crazy. Dude,
It's-
his like forehead all wrinkly and stuff like moving so
That's pretty
awkwardly.
sick.
His
Um,
mouth looked fucking weird though,
Yeah, but they've never been able to get lips right, and they've never been able to get
especially
mouth
black
movement
man's
right.
lips.
Yeah, because they're massive, and they're
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so
yeah,
shiny.
I'm not
and,
touching that.
Anyway, next thing they brought up was the Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some good and bad news. Elder Scrolls Online will be coming to both the Xbox One and the PS4.
Floor.
PS4. They mentioned on stage that the PS4 will get the open beta first. When they were talking about that, they were referring to first of the 2 consoles. The PC will still get the open beta before both of them.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go with Elder Scrolls
Also-
Online for the PS4 instead of the
Also,
PC.
all the Elder Scrolls, the Mac and the PC will be in one joint universe. The PS4 will be by itself, and the Xbox One will be by itself. So
I think I
all three
might
are
go with the
separate.
PS4. I don't think I'm gonna go with the PS4.
So yeah, and they also had a release date. Okay, so it's coming out in spring 2014. So yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you gonna stick with the PC version?
I would have gone with the PS4 if it was cross-platform for everything.
Yeah, same.
And now it really depends on what everyone else does that I know who's going to play it.
Because
Yeah,
I
I'm not gonna
remember
play it.
playing it as well with like Joe, and we're not getting 2 PlayStation 4s, so fuck
Hmm.
that.
But
Yeah,
I know, like you say, everyone in this call right now, I know
Mm.
that Daniel will play it more than any of you others combined. I just know it for a fact because, well, to start with, none of you are real Elder Scroll players.
Yeah.
Well, he is, and myself, we both are. Also, I know that other people I'll be playing with are Daniel's brother.
I should
and
just
a lot
get
of
you
my
to play
friends.
with my brother. He'll
They
put
will
you
all
to
be
shame in
PC.
time.
They'll all be PC players. They're not going to play it on the console. They'll be on the PC. So I'll most likely get it on the PC as well.
Maybe I have to get on the PC then.
Tom will be getting it on PC as well.
Yeah.
I want to play with Tom as well.
So pretty much the way this game's going to work is it's going to be get it on whatever the rest of your friends are going to be getting it on. And for me, it's going to be the PC.
Well, they said it was going to be a mega service. I thought they'd just mix everyone in.
So did I. Even if they mixed the 2 consoles together, that would have been cool.
There might be a bit of a difference with the mechanics with the controllers, because on
The reason they said they're
keyboard you've got
changing
more
it.
buttons and stuff. So
The reason they said they're doing it is because the PC completely outstrips, everyone knows this, completely outstrips controllers for fidelity and accuracy. So for PvP, it's just you're going to be outclassed.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't mean that the Xbox and the PS4 have to necessarily be on separate servers.
But they won't join
I
them
think the
because
way
it's
they're
Xbox
gonna,
and
I think the way
PlayStation.
they're gonna do it is they're just gonna do it that your Elder Scrolls Online game will be your PlayStation game network ID and your Microsoft ID, rather than having to create and keep special accounts for people on there as well as the PC. And then people have a name on the PC, then it can't be used on the PS4, even though you're never gonna run into the same person.
Mm.
So, I'm not sure.
The Elder Scrolls is going to require a first and last name for your character, though. Pretty sure.
That's hectic.
Um,
I spy.
Macca Stark.
The problem
Daniel
I
Ware.
see with it being is, especially for the consoles now that they are separating them, for the PC, there's thousands of people on PC who play MMOs, and that's what they do, and same with the Elder Scrolls. On the consoles, there's just so many other games out there that are just going to take so many
There's going to be
people
more
out of the
people on
market.
PC.
So you're going to be, especially with Drive Club being free to play, you're going to have Destiny, which is now an MMO. You're going to have this new game by Ubisoft. What do we call it again? Division, which also looks like it's going to be a massive online multiplayer thing. There's just going to be
that's
so
a
much,
big free world MMO apparently.
and there's going to be Titanfall on the Xbox as well. So there's just going to be so much to split the game.
That
base up.
game could definitely persuade me into getting an Xbox.
It's coming out on PC.
PC, dude.
I'm not gonna have a PC that could run that game at the
There
best
you are.
There you
thing.
are.
Turn low
As soon as I get
graphics,
a
you
new-
can do that with PC.
As soon as I'm getting that new motherboard in. Anyway, next game up was Mad Max, which looks shit.
It looked pretty cool.
I called that halfway through the trailer, like a boss.
The problem I see with it is Mad Max. It's called Mad Max because his name's Max.
Mm.
He
And he's a
is
little mad.
an Australian character. He's actually the actual character is based as an Australian, right? In Australia, this game is all
filmed in
American
suburbs, didn't he?
accents. It was filmed in South Australia.
And Victoria. Parts were filmed near a suburb near me.
Yeah, it's probably all the studio.
Was it
work filmed
who was
there.
the actor in it?
Mel Gibson?
Was it
Oh, Gibson.
Mel Gibson? That's the one.
Yeah, so it's
the
an
old-
Australian-based movie about an Australian called Max in Australia, and this new game they're making is in a desert, and everyone in it has American accents.
Mm.
So like
It's been Americanized.
pretty much, and that's
It's
just
stolen
like,
our shit.
and the whole reason that Mad Max was such a big hit was because there was this badass guy in a badass time who actually had some humanity. But the way they seem to be portraying this character out, at least from people who've actually seen the game, they haven't revealed like information on it, but they've said that the character seems to be very
Vicious.
reminiscent of all the other games that are out there at the moment. It's just been
It still looks.
it's just
okay,
been
I reckon.
it looks alright, but it's just been mainstreamed again.
Yeah.
And it is mainly going to be a car combat game.
Car combat.
Yep.
I don't remember Mad Max having humanity.
Have you seen Beyond Thunderdome? And not especially the second one. I can't remember what the second one's
I
called.
don't know. I remember him like leaving people in cars for the cars to explode.
People that tried to
No, that's
kill.
what they're saying. He was a badass guy in a badass time,
Mm.
but he was the only one that was a badass that also had humanity. Like he was the
Yeah,
one that
the
could
man
go out
had
there.
morals.
He had like he didn't kill all those kids in Beyond Thunderdome. He like
Yeah,
helped them
okay,
get
sure.
back.
And he wouldn't really kill a woman unless he really had to.
Yeah, that's the thing. He had like, and that was part of the joy of watching it is you got to see this guy go through those emotions. Like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Is Mad Max the one where like there's a guy in the desert and he asked to be killed and there's like this
Yeah.
other guy and he's like, I only have one
And he
bullet.
runs him over with a car.
Yeah,
I really
Yeah.
loved that shotgun shot where he only has one bullet.
looking
Thing
down the
with-
barrel.
He looks down the barrel and sees the guy's face. Like that was sick.
Yeah.
That was
All right.
really cool.
The next thing that happened on the PlayStation stage is pretty much gone down as the best thing to happen at E3 in the
Oh, I
last 10 years.
remember.
So
Yeah.
first thing, boom, no restrictions on used games for PS4. No
But
mandatory
I heard
online
yeah, but I heard
authentication
a thing
and
with the
PlayStation.
used games
Yeah.
was that the company who makes the game holds the rights on whether or not you can be used or not.
Yeah, they said that on stage.
I don't think they did they?
They said that on stage.
I
They said
actually heard
Just
that
read you on
Sony
that,
said
but
they will have no restrictions. Like they will force.
no,
They said publishers will not be allowed to do that. I mean,
no. They said that. I'm trying to
I
remember
don't
what he
think they
said.
said that on
They
stage.
said
no, not on stage. I mean, like on the
they said
internet and stuff.
Sony will not enforce any restrictions on used games, and there's no online authentication. However, it's up to the third party publishers it's up to them as to what they will do. And he then everyone didn't really understand it, like what's he really mean? And then later on he had a interview with the guy from Spike TV Game Trailers, and the exact same question, and he put it out there very bluntly. It's completely up to the publishers. And he was the first one they interviewed. He then interviewed like the Ubisoft people and the EA people, and he was asking them, this is what Sony said. Are you going to have them or not? And the Ubisoft guys, like, at the moment, we're very happy with the status quo. We're happy with how the gaming works at the moment. We're happy with GameStop and stuff. We're happy with people trading in their used games. There's no problem with that. As to the future, with the whole online games and stuff, it might have to change when that comes around, but for the moment, they're not going to do anything about it.
Like, you could see they lose some money when someone buys a used game, but when they bring out the next one in the series, most of the people who would buy the used game and enjoy it would buy it brand new in the next one. So
yeah, but it just depends on how much they sell that used game for. Because a lot of the time they sell it for like $5 to $10 less than the new game.
Oh yeah, when it gets traded in like really quick after, because the person clocks it and they just hand it straight back in. Get your money back in 7 days. I've done that before.
Yeah.
So yeah, the best thing to come out of the Sony press conference is actually after the Sony press conference, or pre-Sony press conference. They recorded it, but they released the video afterwards. Yeah, the little Asian guy at the start, I can't remember what his position in the company is, and the big fat guy with glasses, he was talking about indie games for like 2 years. They did a little video where they said, this is the steps you have to take to trade your used games with your friends, and then it comes up with a big step 1, and it sits there for like
lasted
5
for
minutes,
like years.
and then then he just hands him the disc in the box, and it's like smiles, and that's it. It's a
And the dude turns
massive
around to the
backstab.
camera and says, "Thanks."
And they actually interviewed those two people on like, why did you do it? Like, was it planned? Like, no, we just kind of thought it would be funny if we recorded it. We didn't plan on releasing it whatsoever. Turns out that something that took us about 3 minutes to record and about 10 minutes to render was worth more to us in views than our multi-million-dollar trailers were. So they were pretty happy with it.
It was pretty funny.
Well, it was a very important topic to a lot of people.
Yeah. And the
It's
cheering...
funny how important the topic is, I reckon.
It's people
Well, the
saying
topic's what
that
keeps
it's
people
not so
interested.
much the topic, the whole DRM thing. It's not the fact that they are allowing it. It's the fact that Sony listened. And like, because did you guys all hear about the big Twitter poll going on? One random guy decided to start no DRM PS4 or something like that, and it was just a hashtag, and he's just like, everyone passes on, we need to get Sony to see it, and it just blew up. Like, this guy didn't even expect 10 people to retweet it, and it just took off and became like one of the most retweeted things for that day. And then Sony actually commented on it, but they did it in kind of a roundabout way, like not really saying, like kind of in a humorous way.
Yep.
So no one really knew where they were going with it. And then Sony came out on stage right at the start, and you know how they're all for the gamers, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then when they said this, everyone just cheering so hard because Sony is actually listening to the gamers.
Yeah.
They're listening to
The
what
way
people
they said
want.
it was just hilarious. The little smirk on the guy's face. Oh, again.
Well, he's been in this same interview with that other guy. He's been in the industry for 20 plus years.
Yeah, the American
and
CEO.
And he has never had that kind of response to anything. And he was thanking everyone, and he was like very close to tears, just like thanking everyone because the gamer's reaction just makes his job seem that much easier.
Yeah.
And makes him feel proud.
Yeah.
For what he does. So. Yeah.
Well, if you listen, you're going to have a lot more easier time.
He's a very humble man. He's actually very good.
It was such a kick in the nuts towards Microsoft.
It was awesome backstage. And the polls for who won E3, I think it was like
Nintendo.
73%.
Wait, was Nintendo even there?
It was 73% or 80% or something PS4 or PlayStation, and then I think Nintendo was about 10%, and Microsoft made up the rest.
Not
So
bad.
actually, Microsoft and Nintendo were quite close, which is
Yeah, I had a look at on the live stream after it finished. It came up with the polls and like the changes and everything, and like Microsoft had dropped like 25 or something like that, and PlayStation went up
Some-
like
I also
10.
heard their stock even dropped again. Microsoft.
some very, very, very smart people
And
actually bought
Sony's
a lot
Yep.
of stock in Sony before E3, and they made quite a bit of money out of that move.
Now they can go and buy 10 PS4.
Yeah, like this guy, one of the guys from Kotaku Australia actually said one of their team members went and put like $100 or $1,000 or whatever the minimum is into it, and the revenue he made off that just from the Sony press conference has bought him a PS4.
That's so cool.
So he's pretty happy. Yeah. So after that, they mentioned PlayStation Plus is required to be online. That was kind of cloudy, so it got clarified after the press conference. But it is a fact. You need PlayStation Plus to be able to play multiplayer. Just like
Yeah.
Xbox Live is.
There's
at
actually
the
like
moment.
no one raging about that. And everyone's just kind of like, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Well, everyone.
Oh,
was
there's
kind
so
of
many
considering-
memes on Reddit. There's so many memes on
considering-
Reddit. It's like scumbag Sony forcing you to enjoy free games.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. They bring out a free game every month, and they're continuing to do that after the PlayStation 4 launches. Well, Xbox is only giving it to people until the Xbox launches.
Mm.
While
And,
I'm on the topic
and the
of Reddit, there's
PlayStation
like,
Plus carries over from your PS3 to your PS4, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
there's
if
so
you
many
just get
memes. It's like,
PlayStation Plus, yeah, it'll be there on your account. It'll be on your PS3 and your PS4 if you keep on going back and forth.
I remember seeing this one meme about PS4. It's like, doesn't let you play online without an internet connection.
Yeah.
So funny.
Scumbag PS3.
Well, did you hear about Xbox as well? If your internet connection isn't over 1.5 Mbps, it won't work.
That's
Really?
probably a little
Serious?
No, that's probably the same as PlayStation and stuff today. You need a broadband connection. It won't work without a broadband or an ADSL
Well, just
connection.
because, well, you know Redneck from the YouTuber?
No.
He's done
Yeah.
like Painkiller already and all that. He doesn't even have a download of 1.5, and he buys like multiple Xboxes and that, and they still work. And like you said, they won't work at all. He won't be able to use an Xbox.
I'm thinking it might be.
Technically, he has a broadband, but it's really slow because he's in
Well-
a rural area, and it just you won't be able to use it at all.
The bald guy from the Microsoft conference, I can't remember what his name is. I think it's Phil, maybe. Anyway, he got into an interview talking about like how stable does your internet need to be, how fast does your internet need to be, and the guy mentioned that I said this earlier on, but Macca wasn't here, that the amount of data needed to authenticate the Xbox per day is like in the hundreds of kilobytes. It's not even 1 megabyte of data. So, and what he said was an easier solution to those people who might not have, home internet connections but have a mobile phone on them. Just wireless hotspot your mobile phone, connect it to your Xbox for that one time a day, and then activate it, and then turn your mobile phone hotspot off again.
No, true. You could do
How
that.
do you hotspot a mobile?
Most smartphones come with the option these days.
It's just in the connectivity section. I
Yeah,
think.
under settings.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, after all this, cheering and applauding and, this one thing made this the best E3 ever, the next thing to come out on stage, which just made everyone even more fucking excited, Destiny.
Oh my gosh, Destiny was so cool.
Oh, hard on.
The only thing I didn't like about the Destiny thing was the damn commentator. He just pissed me off.
Yeah,
But-
he was so faking that up, mate.
Yeah.
It just, it looks
It
epic.
kind of
Also-
also, me, it just seemed funny because he was hammering.
Did anyone pay attention to that little glowy globe thing? That
It looks
it's
so much
called
like
Ghost?
Guilty Spark.
It's called
that
Ghost.
globe, that meteorite thing.
He has a little. When he goes inside and it's dark, and he puts out his ghost and it scans for things, and then it lets him know that people are coming.
Yeah.
Every character gets one as part of your thing. Yeah, it's called a ghost, Did anyone take notice of the voice actor?
No.
Was
No.
it Jarvis or something?
It's a Tyrion Lannister.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Peter
It's a
Dinklage is the
what?
voice actor for it.
Who's that?
Cool.
Pretty much the
Tyrion
coolest
Lannister.
character in Game of Thrones.
Mm.
The
Oh,
Emperor.
Game of Thrones.
He might not have the coolest storyline, but he's by far the coolest character.
Oh, he has one of the coolest storylines too. Oh, actually, probably not.
No, his storyline's pretty damn dull.
But he just makes it cool.
Yeah.
That freaking last thing he said, monsters are dangerous, and just now, kings are dropping like flies.
Yeah, that was sick. Right, we won't talk
Never.
about Game of Thrones. Stop talking about it.
Sorry.
Oh, we'll never get off the topic. So yeah, it's a online persistent world. You can play single player or multiplayer as an option.
We have to do a massive let's
There
play.
are
Mhm.
multiplayer zones. So there's zones where you see at the end of the clip, he walks out and other teams just kind of rock up.
Yeah, public event.
That's a public. No, that's not. That's a public event, but that's in a public zone. So there's actually zones you go to. There's zones where you can play single player by yourself, or you can invite party members, but that's an invite only kind of thing. Or like if you're already partied up. And then
They can
there's
drop in
public
and out.
areas where everyone's just public. Now it's not that part of the trailer that's based in old Russia. That's what they're calling it. This actual level or zone name. Destiny is actually the story behind it is there's one city left on Earth. That's the only city. And you are going out to different parts of Earth. You're going to other planets as well. So you go to Mars, and I think you go to. I think there's like a moon
Oh, so
in
they've like
Jupiter or something.
terraformed other planets to live on in that.
Or yeah, might be terraformed, or it might just be there's shit there. Like maybe there was a mining rig, and you're just going there for resources. Because it's all
Okay,
about this
cool.
resource gathering thing. There's 3 different races you can go as, which is just all cosmetic. It doesn't affect the game style whatsoever. And then there's 3 classes you can pick from. So there's a stealth style class, there's a heavy gunner style class, and then there's your average normal run of the mill kind of class.
Assault, yeah.
And the difference between them is their special moves. That's pretty much it. Maybe there's a bit of differentiation
There's
in
probably
like
different
health and
types of
stuff,
And
kind of like with
guns.
Warframe. I think anyone can use any guns. There's
Well,
the
some
loot,
would probably be
there's
better.
loot you
wouldn't
pick up that affects your outfit, and it affects kind of like Diablo. Like it's not just weapons in this game; it's also an outfit, and it's not just it's not just a cosmetic outfit. It actually affects your character.
Well,
in
it's like,
certain ways.
it's like an RPG.
Yeah, and there's what they're calling space magic, which is those cool little things you see him throwing off. They're not actually like
Those
not like
energy balls.
yeah, it's
I
not
thought
a
they were just
grenade or
grenades.
anything. Nah, it's called space magic. So that looks pretty
Little
cool.
dust fairies.
Also there's skill trees per se. Like you see it quickly when he equips a new weapon. I'm not sure if it's a skill tree per weapon or if it's a skill tree per class of weapon. Because on the screenshot it does say heavy weapons and then has this skill tree, but then the skill tree is also next
then
to
he
the
went to the
Thunderlord
weapon.
So, but like that says both of them on the same page. So I'm not sure if it's like you just build up each individual weapon, and you can work your weapon up.
I think it was each individual weapon
I
because
think it is each individual weapon, which will be sick.
the guy mentioned that and it was like Thunderlord. I don't know. The top skill on the Thunderlord thing seemed pretty thundery.
Yeah, so I think it's per weapon. Now you can play in parties. I can't remember what they called them. Fire teams or something.
Squads.
Yeah, like something kind of.
Fire
cool.
team. Fire team 1, fire team 2. All right.
Yeah. So, and I'm not sure the maximum. I think they said that the max they're working at the moment is about 24.
Well,
In one fire team.
I don't know if it's that per fire team or like per public event, because the public event was going on while he was talking about that. But a little bit of information. Your character, you can have multiple characters, obviously. Every character has a ship, a drop ship, and that's basically your stash. That's where you keep shit. That's how you travel to different planets and stuff. So it's like you travel. So it's not really part of the game. It's more of like a lobby kind of thing. It's like when you're choosing which map you want to go to, when you're choosing what weapons you want to equip, you're inside this ship. So I'm not sure if there's like It's just a menu system, or you can actually walk around the ship and walk up to things, kind of like how Dust is.
Mm.
But yeah, so everyone has a ship. That's how you get around. Everyone has there's lots of vehicles in the game, and you can get, like, you see one squad come in on those little fly things.
Yeah.
I think they call them swallows or something. But that's not their official name. So there's multiple vehicles you can get for traversing around, because it is a very, very big landscape. And
So
there's
will this be like a never-ending game kind of thing, since it's like an RPG MMO kind of
Yeah,
thing? You'll
it's a-
constantly adding
it's
missions
a-
through updates and all that.
it's a constant online. However, it is a purchase once, play forever. So it's not a subscription model or anything like that, like most MMOs are. This thing is just to buy the game and you've got it. And I think they do mini updates as they go along, because they can.
It's
Because,
add mini updates or add missions and stuff.
and
yeah.
no, they'll be bringing out DLC for it.
Oh,
So
okay.
they'll update stuff to balance weapons, and they'll balance this and that. But then they'll bring out DLC rather than bringing out microtransaction things. It's not going to be like, pay this money, get this new gun. It's going to be
Just
pay this money for this new zone, which has all these new enemies and all this new loot and maybe a new
Which you-
level cap.
Which will probably be pretty expensive, because they'd probably be big updates, because they wouldn't bring them out that often.
Or they could be $25 for all we know. They might bring them
Yes.
out.
Yeah. But if
Rather
they want
than-
to do like an MMO, they could bring out, a whole other thing that's pretty much the size of the other game, kind of.
Yeah, so they could either bring out what we'd class as an expansion, which is, at least half the content, maybe more, or they bring out DLC packs, which is where, they come out in smaller groups and they come out more frequently, which I think is the way they're going to do it. So, after the first 3 months, they'll bring out a new zone where you can go to that has new bosses and a new weapon. So you're like, okay, cool, and you go and do that, as opposed to like, where they bring out an entire fucking new planet and there's like thousands of new stuff.
Which comes out, like every like 7 or 8 months.
Yeah, because people will be more likely to pay $20 here and there for new content rather than paying a full price of a new game.
Yeah, true.
They also said that spider tank thing they versed was
Yeah.
not a boss.
Not a boss.
Not a boss.
They look like such a rip-off to Ghost in the Shell to me. If anyone
Nobody knows what
Ghost
that
in the
is.
Shell. Did any of you play the game on PlayStation? Remember, like on the old PlayStation
I
1
didn't
or
know
2?
there was a game. I just watched the anime.
There was a game, and I've seen the anime. Yeah. But yeah,
All right.
look it up.
So after the Bungie Activision thing, they got a special partnership, blah blah blah. So they pretty much just get what COD gets. They get the DLC first.
Hmm.
Then they started talking about the PlayStation Cloud service, working with Gaikai, which is bringing all the PS3 games playable to the PS4.
Yeah.
But it's going to be through streaming, so who knows how good that's going to be in Australia. That will be coming out next year sometime, so it won't be out on release. And
Well, like I said, and they said America will get it first.
yeah, and they're going to release it over time, obviously. The thing I want to know, and the thing that they will probably have to bring out some information on, is if you could somehow say, if you own the game, a physical copy on PS3, or you've downloaded it through the store for PS3, if it then means you get to play that game for free through the Gaikai thing, or like even if you pay like a $10 activation fee or something, and then you get to play that game, or if you have to pretty much buy the whole new game to be able to play
I
it.
don't see them making it. I don't really see them making you buy the whole game over again, because it just seems like kind of a fuck over. But
Yeah, but they did that with the PS2 games that got
Mm.
converted across. Because they have to pay for their service they're giving you somehow.
well, yeah, but remember, but when they brought the PS2 games, like I said, it was really cheap. So it's like they might do like a $10 fee, but I don't see them making you pay for the whole game.
Yeah,
Like get
so
like another
I think
60 or 70 bucks.
I feel like when they bring PS3 games across, you won't be paying the full fee anyway. You might be paying for like a half price game.
Exactly.
or something.
You're not
And
you're
then
not
a
paying
game you
for
already-
a physical copy, which takes out all kinds of fees.
Yeah, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So yep, they bring out some information on Gaikai, which sounds good, and that's going back to that whole Xbox thing with Xbox going to have this cloud computing bullshit. PS4's got Gaikai working with the PlayStation 3 games. I'm sure in the future there's not too hard for them to update their services so that they have permanent cloud computing help, just like the Xbox does. So
No, I'm sure.
I feel like the
Eventually,
PS4
once it's all up and running, you probably wouldn't have to buy another disc in your life if you didn't want to.
And then the next thing they brought out was the price. $3.99 American, €3.99, £3.49, £5.50 Australian.
Mm.
Everyone seemed excited about that.
Everyone seemed excited. The Australians feeling pissed off. However,
I'm not.
if you actually convert the pounds and the euros to Australian, they cost more over there than they do in Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm not worried about
The
it at all.
pounds works out to be about $700 Australian.
Mm.
Oh no, sorry, this is for the Xbox. The Xbox works out to be about $700 in Britain, Australia, and we're paying $600. And I think the euro it worked out to be about 650-ish. The PlayStation wasn't as bad because it's cheaper. So the PS3 in Australia is 550 Australian dollars. The euro is about 600 Australian dollars, and in Britain is about 630 Australian dollars.
Not bad.
So I think the biggest reason people are pissed off about the PlayStation's price is because the Xbox is only $100 more expensive, and the PS3 is $150 more expensive
In US.
from the US to the Australian conversion.
Mm.
So that's mainly where all the anger is coming from. If the Xbox was $150 more expensive too, people wouldn't be that angry.
Mm.
But it's just
Wait,
that,
which
yeah.
one? What was that about?
The PS3 US costs $400.
Yeah.
In Australia, it costs $550. The Xbox One in the US costs $500. In Australia, it costs $600. So, and one of the
$50
one of the
cheaper.
arguments for this is the American price doesn't include tax. So add 10% onto that. That would make the PS3 cost $440 American, and the Xbox would be $550 American. That doesn't really make sense because, therefore, more of the money that you're paying for the Xbox is taxed than with the PS3.
Mm.
So therefore, the PS3 shouldn't be. It should be even cheaper. It should be less than $100 more. But this is what we like to call the Sony tax.
Sony tax. Who's ever called it that?
Sony tax. Everything by Sony is more expensive. The TVs are more expensive. The cameras are more expensive. Everything by Sony is more expensive.
Nope.
Mm.
I don't know. I
I've
wasn't
gotta
angry
go,
about it
guys.
at all. I was
They're late
expecting
for
it.
me.
Yeah, I don't think 550 is that bad.
I think
It's cheaper than the PS3, isn't it?
the
PS3, yeah,
PS3
PS3
was-
come out at 900.
Yeah.
PS3 came out at $999. The PS2 came out at $899, and the PS1 came out at $699.
That's fucking
That's not
expensive back
including
then.
inflation. If
Exactly,
inflation's
so-
included, the PS1 actually came out at about $1,000.
Yeah, PS1 must have been hell expensive.
So this is actually the cheapest PlayStation ever
And they're going
on
to be
release.
the best one by far.
And, not only is it the cheapest PlayStation ever, it's also the most powerful system on the market.
That's because things are getting cheaper and cheaper to.
Exactly, memory
Yeah,
is
like,
cheaper.
And,
Mate.
and they're
hardware
learning
gets
from the
cheaper.
mistake from the last thing.
yeah. Anyway, I've got to go, guys, because it's getting late for me.
All right, catch you.
Yeah,
All right.
later. And what's 500 gig? The first SKU that's going to be coming out.
Both
500 gig.
both the Xbox and the PlayStation, 500 gigs.
I'll give it a little bit, and the next SKU will probably go up to like a 700 gig, 800 gig, maybe even a terabyte.
So, what else is there to talk about? Or is that
The
what?
only thing we've got left to really talk about is Defiance.
Oh, yeah? So, tell me
Division,
about that.
Division, sorry. Macca, do you want to go?
Well, the only thing I saw of it was that I saw that GIF that Badgelink, the guy literally, he's like crouched along the side of a car, and his interaction with a door that's partially open. When he slides along, he actually puts his hand up and closes the door so he can get past it.
All right, so you don't know much. Dex?
No.
That's all I've seen as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that looked so
All right,
fucking
so-
awesome.
So, he just closes the door.
So,
But yeah, but like
yeah, but the
it's-
detail though.
the detail, like I said, like the door's partially open on the cop car, and he's crouched alongside it, and he's sliding along the front door, and he gets to the back door, and he puts his hand up to close it to make his.
the door was actually
Slide
forced
along.
open by gunfire from the opposite side as well.
Yeah,
So,
and then he just
Um,
pushes it shut with his
anyway.
hand. That's a lot of interaction detail.
Division is a third-person shooter. Looks like it's very much a squad-based game, as in real players, not as in computer-based squad.
It's open
By
world.
Ubisoft. It's open world. It is I think it's in London, maybe, or it might be in an American city. I can't remember.
No,
Anyway,
it's New York because the cop car was in New York Police
oh yeah.
Department.
Okay, so the story is that a viral infection gets spread on U.S. currency. It's just a flu that mutated on one person and spread through the currency system, and
That'd be
has
a smart way
decimated
to
the
do it.
population. Um,
Mm.
So pretty much what you are is you're surviving. It's like a survival horror game, but
Everything's a survival
I
horror
don't
game these
think there's
days.
any zombies or anything. I think it's just everyone's dead, and it's just like you're surviving, and you're fighting against a lot of
Other
the time.
survivors.
A lot of the time, you're fighting against the computer NPCs, but a lot of the time, yeah, you're fighting against survivors, and you actually have to scour the city for things, and you have to. It's a really in-depth kind of survival thing, and you have to work as teams. And the cool thing about it is the obviously the graphics, the detail on everything, and the UI system. Like all the UI system's kind of like a HUD from your character,
Mm.
so it's not like your screen's cluttered up with stuff. It's kind of like off on an angle from your character, and like when you select a weapon and you go into your inventory, it kind of like looks at his wrist kind of thing, and it comes.
Kind
It
of like
just
a Dead Space kind
Yeah,
of
I'm
thing.
it
thinking
looks
Dead Space.
so cool, and it looks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, it's like
oh.
Dead Space. It kind of pops up off to the side, like your ammo and all that.
I'll
shit.
put the video up so you guys can watch it, but it is. Oh, that actually. I'm really torn between that and Destiny as the two most promising looking games of the next generation at the moment. Like those two games are the only reasons I want to get a PlayStation 4.
Mm.
Well, I want to look this up now.
And it is awesome. In the video, a lot of people complaining about the voice acting sounds rotten and shit. It's not voice acting, it's other people talking through in-game chat. And the in-game chat, as far as I'm aware, it's a party thing and a proximity thing. So within your party, the idea is when you're in your party, everyone on that party is on the same frequency on the radio.
Oh, this is a Tom Clancy game.
Yeah. So you're on the same frequency, so you'll talk to each other and you chatter. And then you also have frequency when you get close to other players. You can hear them talking like that as well.
So like eavesdrop from COD 4.
Yeah, so you can eavesdrop on the enemy when you get close to them and stuff like that. But it's very, very realistic looking game. Very cover based, very team oriented.
Oh wow, that HUD's cool as shit.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the only other thing I wanted to talk about.
It's like, have you seen Iron Man 3?
What, the movie?
Yeah, have you seen Iron Man 3?
Yes.
You know that bit where he's doing that thing at the bomb site, and like in his garage, and it comes up.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, that's retarded.
I just saw a bit, and he's looking at the city like that, and it's just on the ground around you, and you're just standing in the middle
Yeah,
of it.
actually, yeah, I forgot about that bit. For your in-game map, you don't have a map in a corner or anything like that. It's a map where you have to kind of like, press select to bring up the map.
And it's like
Except
a giant
instead of this,
hologram at your
it's
feet.
it's a hologram circle around from where you are, stretching out, and it's all in 3D.
Yeah,
That's
this
cool.
is kind of like, and like,
awesome.
yeah, when I'm looking at the HUD, it's like Dead Space, but it's more stretched out along the bottom left, like bottom right of your screen. You know what I mean?
And I like the color scheme. I like, it just looks like such a
It's
fun
not,
game.
it's not like you can still read it all, but it doesn't draw your eye to it, from what I'm seeing. You know what I mean?
It looks sick. But that's pretty much everything I got from E3.
Cool. Well, it's been a pretty detailed chat. So I think that's where we should end it, eh?
I think we should end it.
All right. Well, I Spy signing out.
Candle signing out.
Yeah.
See ya.
Ciao.
Bye.
If they say like Final Fantasy versus 13, I'm gonna do a backflip.